Hey, look at that. The green screen is working. So today, guys, we are here with, I think, the 7th week of our Flash Tournament series. Let me go ahead and just adjust the names a little bit. King of the Dead's name is quite long. And yeah, we're here with the 7th week. So we're pretty deep in the Flash Tournament here. And today we're going to have 4 players. As usual, it's going to be the standard format. We might go back to 2v2 in the next couple weeks. But again, I just need to make sure that everyone's that's playing in the 2v2 has a good connection. So check them out beforehand and everything. But yeah, today it's going to be standard format. Should be quite a bit of fun. Winner will get 25% of all on-stream donations, proceeds, all that kind of stuff. And let me just go ahead and shift the gold player's name. What's his name? Shift it here in the middle. And that's it. So in the first match, it's going to be a showdown between King of the Dead, quite regular. But you know what? He's always ready to go. He's always available, ready to party in these tournaments. So we got to give him props for that. And he's going to be facing off against Pipes. And apparently, there's a bit of a rivalry here. So Pipes, of course, is a streamer over on Twitch. Streams quick battles as well, and King of the Dead is kind of the gentleman who streams, well, not stream snipes him as in like copies his build, but is basically just always hunting him down. So they have a bit of a rivalry for sure. I know the green screen, right? It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Hair is doing good. A little bit of a just haggard comb over, I guess you could say. But Dwarves versus Beastmen, definitely a fun matchup. I think it slightly favors the Beastmen. Although I don't know, the Dwarf metagame has been shifting quite a bit. Dwarves certainly have all of the tools they need to deal with the Beastmen, so it could be pretty hog wild here. So start when ready, and we're here with game 1. So for any of you guys that are just joining, you are here at the advent of this tournament. It is time. You got a Dawi player here, Pipes. He's definitely ready to go. It's always a good time seeing the Dwarves right away in a tournament. Quite a bit of fun. Yeah, Joseph, very similar to how Pwn used to hunt me down on streams when I used to do a lot of quick battle streams. I'll probably during the middle of the week, I'm actually thinking about doing a quick battle, not a quick battle stream, but a Flash tournament that is going to be auto-gen. So we're probably going to do that on like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm thinking, like earlier in the day, maybe like 11 o'clock noon my time. So for those of you guys over in Europe, it would probably be like, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. But we're thinking about doing an auto-gen. So I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. For anyone who's watching now, let me know your feedback, or anyone who's watching after the fact. I'd love to see if you guys would be interested in that. I don't know. Because, I mean, yeah, an auto-gen tournament would be pretty wild for sure. But the one hard part is when you're in a spectator position, I can only see one person's army. So I can't see if both players are actually auto-genning. So it's a little bit like hard to enforce like honesty and make sure the players are, not like cheating and stuff. But or re-rolling their armies if they don't like what they get, right? So we're good. We'll get rid of Palpatine. He's here. Hey, guys. We got Cohen, Tudor, James, Obnoxious Potato, Joseph, Plessy, Dimmy G. Come on, Pipes. Sounds like he's a crowd favorite so far. We got my lovely wife in here. She just made the most glorious thumbnail known to man for her alien video there. We got Jan. Hey, you're welcome, Jan. Got you, man. It's going to probably be about 2 hours long, depending on the pace of things. But if there's a couple 2-0s, it could be over in like an hour and a half. Depending on things. It's 2 best of 3s and then a best of 5. Jason Denny getting this party started with an erect $49.99 donation at Turin's Liquidators. Thank you so much, man. That's huge. Yeah, and again, 25% of all the donations do go to the winner of the tournament. So that's going to be that. So we got the Beastmen versus the Dawi. So Miners with Blasting Charges, definitely a pretty good choice. They have some AP against Bestigors, and Bestigors have such low melee defense that Miners can actually hurt them a little bit. Oh, look at this. He's using Iron Drakes too. Man, this is going to be a wild one. Starting out strong, it is indeed. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Beastman army. It'll be a little bit easier to look at while they're setting up. So for King of the Dead, he does have looks like, yeah, Bestigor herds. I think I might have gotten the scores on the wrong side, the scoreboards. Anyways, we'll double check after this to make sure we got it right. But the Bestigor herds in the front line for the Beastmen, pretty standard pick. I mean, you can get away with using like lower tier infantry and using chariots and minotaurs for your armor piercing, but I really do think that Bestigors are just so safe. And just going with like, hordes and hordes of heavy infantry is already hard for the dwarves to handle. So I like this pressure here from King of the Dead. Orc of the Shadow gave a very solid pick here. He's a decent combatant, can fight dwarf lords. And on top of that, getting 2 groups of chaos spawn on top of like archers or thunders or things like that is always pretty good and tasty. He does have a Bray Shaman with the Lore of Wild. And he does have the Mantle of Garok. This ability is really good. If you pop this on like a group of Minotaurs, it just makes them into steroid monsters. 44 melee attack, 40% armor piercing damage, plus 40% overall weapon damage. It's insane. Like if you use it on the Butchers, they're just going to crunk some of these dwarves here. So very cool stuff. He does have a Cygor, which is a little bit risky against dwarves due to Dawi artillery, but I guess most dwarves don't bring artillery against the Beastmen. So Yeah, because Beastmen are going to be like swarming and enveloping usually. They don't always want to push in unless they're playing with like Cygor summons. So, and good luck, have fun. Cygor here, it could be okay. We'll take a look at what the dwarves have over here. I think he does have a bolt thrower or something on the far side. He's got some harpies over here in the forest in deep, balls deep vanguard. He does have the some sort of a Chaos Warhounds as well as Chaos Warhounds. Yeah, they're going to be pretty good at just trying to shut down artillery pieces. Pretty cool little Beastman army, definitely aggressive. Always fun to see Minotaurs. For the dwarves, Pipes is going to have miners. No blasting charges, actually. So just standard miners going very wide. He does have Grombrindle. Oh, Gromby the White Dwarf. And Knights of Turin, thank you so much for the 200. I'm trying to think of the translation of that, the currency. But thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man. Hopefully you'll enjoy this tournament. Cows getting shot by grenade launchers. Yeah, probably. It's pretty close. We got Grombrindle the White Dwarf. He's, as far as like the Dwarf Footlords, the Rune Lord is probably the best pick in general. But Gromby has some really good utility with his Flash Bomb. It's very powerful. And he's a good duelist as well. I mean, he can slap Morker into another dimension if he wants to. He's got Thunders here in the back line. He does also have a Flame Cannon. A Flame Cannon. Look at this thing. Oh man, this is the big business here. He's got some Thunders in the back, Dragonback Slayers, as well as Dwarf Warriors in the back to kind of secure things. So definitely a very cool army. The Flame Cannon is going to do some huge roasting here. But the problem is the Cygor is going to be forcing the Dwarves to advance, which could potentially allow them to be pulled apart a little bit. But Pipes does have the Norgumlings, Ironbreakers, Miners in the front line. It's a relatively low tier. The Norgumlings will do very well against the Bestigors because of their high melee defense. But, I mean, Bestigors still put a dent in them. So the Cygors are going to be targeting the elite troops here. By far the best choice. The Norgumlings, Ironbreakers are very expensive. They cost an arm and a leg, and it's pretty wild here. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Ironbreakers are going to be moving up. Harpies sweeping around the flank. There are some decent targets. They could probably go after these Iron Drakes back here, these Thunders right here. But even Thunders have pretty good armor. Oh, that sucks so bad for Pipes. The Norgumlings, Ironbreakers already down to like 70%, and that's going to like massively hurt the troop quality of his front line. Now the Flame Cannon is going to be scooting up in range. It will soon be able to shoot the Cygor. The range on the Flame Cannon is pretty short. 400 on the Cygor. And, oh man, those guys taking so much damage, but the Minotaurs do charge in the front, and they're able to do a bit of bullying here on these miners. But the Thunders in the back do kind of retaliate a little bit, but the Butchers of Kalkengard lost no models, and they also regenerate, so very beautiful play here from King of the Dead so far. The other group of Minotaurs is going to be bull charging into these miners as well, so these guys are not having a good time. The Thane is going to be pushing up some blasting charges as well, but the Thunders are still advancing, so Pipes a little bit out of position on that initial Minotaur engagement. But yeah, the Minotaur play here from King of the Dead has been really good. And here comes the Flame Cannon actually chewing into the Bestigors here. This is going to do a ton of damage. Let's give you guys some cinematics. Oh, look at that. Such a cool looking artillery piece. Anyways, Thunders in the back shooting up the Harpies, and this guy should be able to do some substantial damage before they get in. Grombrindle in the front line, holding it down with the Thunders with some beautiful Overwatch. They just do a ton of damage. Mantle of Garok has gone down from the Butchers of Kalkengard. 154 weapon strength. They are just chewing up these Ironbreakers. They're just getting absolutely melted, just insanity here. But Grombrindle's doing quite a bit of damage back. He has killed one model, but I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Dwarves to hold here. Then, yeah, these Ironbreakers are down to like 37 models, 36 models. They have about 2,400 HP, but the rest of the line is underway. Miners engaging with Ungors, Bestigors engaging with the Miners as well, which is going to be pretty unfortunate. A really good Brace Scream right there, actually. I haven't seen someone use that ability in a long time. Does some pretty good damage to the Thunders. It kind of disrupts them, and then he does summon some Chaos Spawn back here, which are going to be chasing down these Thunders. Also, something else that's a little bit concerning. Grombrindle is in the front line completely alone, so if this group of Ironbreakers does eventually fall, then Gromby's going to be all alone. But you can see here, he's in his element. He's chopping off the heads of Beastmen. 2 for 1 right there. Definitely quite solid. And it looks like oh, that's so brutal. The Spirit Essence of Chaos for the Beastmen killed the remaining Ironbreakers just outright. That was incredibly powerful. Hounds are in the back line. Iron Drakes are looking for an opportunity to strike. You can see the Thunders here are also still shooting at the Harpies. They did pretty much clean chop on those guys, so that's pretty good. Dragonback Slayers have kind of engaged, and it looks like he does have layers, so he has Miners in the front, and it also looks like Pipes is doing a bit of a tactical retreat now. Dwarf Warriors have mucked up this huge ball of Chaos Spawn. Flame Cannon is still shooting at the Bestigors back here, but the balance of power definitely favoring King of the Dead at the moment. But the thing is that King does have a bunch of false inflation through 2 groups of summoned Chaos Spawn, so there's some give and take there. Slayers here are able to push off the Hounds, which is pretty good. It's going to free up the Iron Drakes. Iron Drakes could potentially do some decent damage against Minotaurs because they are lightly armored. Flame Cannon going in again, shooting at the Chaos Spawn and some of these Butchers of Kalkengard. And it looks like the Dwarf Thane is holding pretty firm there, actually doing a good job, as well as these Dwarf Warriors. Even more Dwarf Warriors piling in, and it looks like the Harpies are going to be going back here to try and shut down the Flame Cannon, which is a pretty good choice. Dragonback Slayers, though, sitting back there with their axes. They are ready to go. Thunder's going up on the high ground. They're going to probably be trying to get some line of sight on these Minotaurs right here. But the Minotaurs and Chaos Spawn are swarming very aggressively. Grombrindle has been left in the dust a little bit. You could actually go after Morkar. I think that wouldn't be a bad choice to go after those guys. Iron Drakes are going to be roasting some of the Bestigors. Not the best targets because Bestigors take very little from these flame attacks. And the Thunder is getting a bit of a Last Samurai action, but the Bestigors are going to get up the hill. Undoubtedly get that charge there, which is not going to be good for those guys. Chaos Spawn are pushing up. Maybe Grombrindle could drop like a Flash Bomb and allow his Thunders to escape, but the Minotaurs are going to be piling in. They're just coming in with full chubs, and they're just going to be somersaulting. The Flame Cannon is providing some decent overwatch here, though. Definitely doing some pretty good damage. The Iron Drakes falling back. Only have 11 kills right now, so we will see how it goes for those guys. But I don't know, the bounce of power is stabilizing a little bit for the Dwarves. It's still surprisingly even. I think that's partially because a lot of the Chaos Spawn are starting to dissipate here, which is going to substantially lower the power level of these guys. So, Dragonback Slayers are still in pretty good shape, it looks like. I think they're over here. Yeah, Dragonback Slayers are going to be really tough to deal with. If Pipes can actually clear out all the Minotaurs and like heavy, or not Minotaurs, all the chaff units and allow the Dragonback Slayers to fight the Minotaurs and the Butchers, it's going to be a very good engagement for him. So Grombrindle has no fear, has been popped. So the entire Dwarf army right now is unbreakable. And you can see these guys are actually like just on the point of wavering. They're actually fighting to the bitter end, it looks like. But how's that working? It looks like, oh, they're terrified. So they can still be terrified. That's kind of bogus. That should not work like that. But Grombrindle does have the axe, and he's going to be charging down Morkar right here, potentially being able to do some damage. He does have 32 speed. Morkar does have 39, so if if King of the Dead is able to kind of micro effectively, he's not going to be able to catch him. Looks like a Brave Scream going down, another good cast right there from King. And it looks like the Iron Drakes are going to be roasting some of the Minotaurs right here, so this is pretty good. It's doing some solid HP damage on those Butchers, and I think they are weak to fire because they do regenerate. And the Flame Cannon is going to be back online as well. Thunders are back online, so King of the Dead actually using the Minotaurs to try and chase down the Dwarven Thunders here on the corners. And it looks like they're going to be setting up shop. These Dawi going to go just proudly into the histories here, taking some great bullets here onto the Butchers of Kalkengard as well as the Minotaurs with shields. But yeah, the Flame Cannon's back online, guys. It looks like the Dwarves might be stabilizing a little bit. Hard to say. Dwarf Warriors are going to rush up to try and intercept, buy some time for the Thunders, but the Minotaurs just charging and doing so much damage on that initial impact. And the Flame Cannon, yeah, it's shooting at Bestigors right now, but it definitely needs to be shooting at this blob. I think the Dwarves might stabilize this, guys. I mean, the 43 Dragonback Slayers are going to be so hard for these Minotaurs to kill. And the Minotaurs are getting really worn down just through attrition and just fighting waves and waves of Dwarves. Yeah, this is pretty insane for sure. The Cygor is still online though, guys. We always forget about this guy in the back. So the Cygor still has 6 shots left. He's pretty much full health, so that's going to be something else to take into the equation here. These Bestigors are going to be charging in. Their frenzy is certainly gone, but they're just going to be cleaning up the Thane and some of the Dwarves on the periphery of the battlefield. And it looks like the Thane is going to be fighting with his Dwarf Warriors here to the bitter end, which is quite cool. But yeah, the Dwarves are stabilizing for sure, and the Flame Cannon, I guess it doesn't have too much ammo. It only has 3 shots left, so it's going to be a little bit tough for this guy to turn the tide of the battle. It's really going to come down to can Grombrindle and his pack of Slayers deal with all these guys. So the Flame Cannon shots coming in, tearing into the Bestigors. A little bit of friendly fire as well, which is unfortunate, but if he can kill the Bestigors, like I said, he might be able to pull this out with the Slayers. I think that's certainly something to take into consideration. Also, Grombrindle's full health, like pretty much. You see all these Iron Drakes right here, and oh, look at the Iron Drakes getting a massive roast downhill on those Butchers of Kalkengard. They're still steady, actually. I'm surprised they didn't start to waver right there. The Dragonback Slayers are hot in pursuit as well. If the Dragonback Slayers can grab them and slow them down with the power of the Dragonback, that could be so brutal. Looks like the Iron Drakes are going to be roasting some of those guys as well. The Minotaurs, of course, going after all the squishy targets. But every time they advance, they're taking those last Samurai shots right to the dome. Yeah, they're getting... I mean, King of the Dead is getting huge value from these Butchers and these Minotaurs. I mean, he's just been charging all over the place. But the Slayers are here, and the Iron Drakes have now turned their attention to the Minotaurs. They're going to start roasting some of these guys. This one group of Minotaurs actually wavering. The Butchers of Kalkengard are shaken as well. Flame Cannon is 100% out of ammunition, so yeah, I don't know. And Gromby needs to get back though. Gromby needs to like unify with his army over here. He needs to be fighting like shoulder to shoulder with these Slayers as well as these other dwarves over here, these Dwarf Warriors. Doesn't want to get caught up in this blob and get like surrounded and circle beaten. Although it looks like Grombrindle somehow did actually kill that Bray Shaman, or at least put him down very, very low. The Thane is coming back as well. So the Thane could easily go hunt this guy down maybe. How fast are Thanes? Thanes have 32. Yeah, he's probably not going to catch a Beastman troop. But this guy got put in his place. 28 HP on that bad boy. That is insane. So guys, this is a very close battle. Yeah, it was funny. Before the tournament started, there's like a bit of history between these two. It's very playful and fun, of course, but Pipes is a streamer over on Twitch, streams quick battles and does a lot of good stuff over there. And King of the Dead is apparently like his #1 stream sniper. He doesn't like stream snipe his builds, but he like just is always trying to like fight him on his stream every time he appears, just like a villain. So there's truly a narrative here, which I think is quite a bit of fun. So yeah, right now the Butchers are kind of stabilizing a little bit, going after the Thane, who is now shattered. The Dwarves are just, uniting their forces. Oh, he has 24 Thunders left. He also does have the Iron Drakes. And how many Slayers does he have left? Ooh, his Slayers are looking a little bit beat up. He only has 21 of those guys, but man, they're going to be really good against whatever's left over here. I mean, Grombrindle alone is probably easily going to be able to take out so many of these guys. This is a great game for sure. This is just, I love when the first games are like this. The dwarves are just like rallying. It's like that scene in the Battle of the Five Armies with the Hobbit when like Thorin Oakenshield comes out of the hall when the dwarves are like pinned back by the forces of the orcs. Just like rallies them. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But anyways, Gromby here is very healthy. He might have his flash bomb. It depends. I did not see him use the flash bomb earlier, although I'm sure he did. There was a lot going on the battlefield. The Iron Drakes are going to be pretty scary. As much as it feels weird to say that, I feel like the Minotaurs are going to get barbecued, whatever's left. So if I were Pipes, I would probably get the Dragonback Slayers and kind of stand them on top of the Iron Drakes. Like, just make sure these guys can stay online because they're going to be doing all of the roasting. And then if he wants to attack the Iron Drakes, he needs to be punished for it, right? So the Iron Drakes are here. It looks like they're going to be getting their first volleys off. Unfortunately, there's no Flame Cannon. Thunders are going to be scooting up. And now the Cygor has joined the battle. So there's going to be this big beast here. Certainly something that Grombrindle can handle. Looks like Minotaurs might be going in on the flanks. The Bestigor herds are going to be taking that Thunder fire. And here comes the Iron Drakes. It could break the leadership, actually. It actually does some really good damage as well. I was not expecting that. But they're pretty shaken, but it looks like they're going to stabilize here. And yeah, he needs to get those Dragonback Slayers up as well as Grombrindle and start taking out some of these Minotaurs. Because these Iron Drakes are going to be very needed. I mean, those things could kill the Cygor. They could kill a lot of these targets. So I think letting them get compromised like that, a little bit sloppy. Anyways, the Grombrindle's getting in there. It looks like a Flash Bomb is going down. So these Minotaurs are very slow. Dragonback Slayers are engaging as well. And over here, it looks like the Flame Cannon crew is fighting. Everyone is fighting. And this is it. This is the final showdown, guys. Grombrindle getting in there. He's probably going to start chopping up some of these Minotaurs. He needs to get down those Butchers and not let them like cycle charge. Iron Drakes are going to be falling back through the fray. He could put them on guard mode and like force them to shoot. But it looks like the Bestigors are going to get broken off the battlefield by Grombrindle. Oh, they're just like on the point here. 33 leadership. They keep tanking down and like wavering. Over here, some of these Thunders are going to be, oh, this is like the ultimate Last Samurai moment. So the Minotaurs are going to be charging in. This is so important. If these Minotaurs can shut these guys down, here comes another volley from these guys right now. It's probably going to get one more volley off before they can take the charge. Here comes the Last Samurai. And do they actually get any? No, it looks like the Minotaurs are just going to crush those guys. Just absolute brutality. And good night, sweet princes. Those Minotaurs are going to give them the business. And it looks like the Iron Drakes are getting a little bit beat up as well. But, oh, look at this. The Bestigors actually break off, and that's going to free up 14 Iron Drakes. Now, Iron Drakes do start with 21 models, so they're still a pretty good power here. And they're going to turn and just start roasting these guys. But these Minotaurs just taking a massive amount of damage. He's going to need probably one more volley before the Minotaurs get in if he wants to survive. Oh, no. Get the volley. Get the volley. It's so close. And the Minotaurs get in and kill 2 models instantly. Over here, we do have Grombrindle fighting Morker, and it looks like some of the Dragonback Slayers, but the other Minotaurs break him off, and it looks like the Dwarves are probably going to falter here, and I think the Beastmen are going to pull that one out, but man, what an insane game that was. That was an insane match, and it looks like Grombrindle's actually going to get terrified, so a little bit of a shame for his ancestors there, but that was a good game. That was game 1, guys. That was game 1. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Part of me wanted the Dwarves to win, you know, but I'm a huge Beastman. Beastmen are one of my main races, because I would say I main 4 races, and Beastmen are probably one of my best ones. But the Dragonback Slayers fighting to the bitter end. That battle at the end there honestly could have gone either way, but I think the missile units needed to be a little bit more offset on top of the Slayers. Yeah, the Minotaurs are so low. I mean, it literally came down to the difference of like 1 or 2 volleys there, which was pretty good. Man, that was crazy close. That was crazy close. And these battles are blind picks, so the players don't know what their opponents are going to play. They have to declare all their races beforehand to me. So that was an amazing game. These guys are awesome. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard. And we will do... Actually, let me make sure I have them on the right sides first. King of the Dead is over here, so oh, it should be on the other side. Okay. So sorry about that, guys. Let me change that up. Gold player name. King of the Dead. Got such a long name. I gotta get that one in here. I knew I screwed something up. Always gotta screw something up. And red player. And this is a best of 3 as well, guys. So, God, I hear someone doing yard work outside. So you guys can't hear that. They're sanding something. Yeah, it should be fine. And the gold score is going to be 1-0. All right, guys, that's it for game 1. That was great. All right, we got Norska versus Tomb Kings. This is a good matchup. All right, guys, take some time to get back to chat. Yeah, oh, I love dwarves. Thematically, dwarves are probably my favorite faction. Hey, thank you, Mr. Chabara. Or Uncle Gromby. Gromby tried. All right, Nightmare Onyx, we'll see you in a minute. Tyrone up in here. Got Dwarf Furious. Sorry if I missed some of your chat, all that kind of stuff. So we actually have rules in our tournament to like try and prevent mirror matches, and how we do that is we make it so that if there is a mirror match, the players can actually choose to, they can like choose a new matchup between themselves. Be like, hey, is this a good matchup? Do you want to switch? Because nobody likes watching mirror matches. I mean, there are some that are kind of fun. I feel like the Chaos Mirror can be kind of cool. Because you get like these two different Chaos Lords that are kind of like a warband. You get like Sartorial versus Archaon or like Sartorial versus Kolak. Those ones are pretty cool. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's almost winter here. Yeah, when I used to go visit Anna in Poland before we lived together, we used to get the mulled wine in the winter. It was always pretty nice. Oh yeah, that's right. I got to get the army blocker. I mean, these guys are pretty good friends, so they're not gonna do such shenanigans. But yeah, he actually just repicked his army, so no stress. Yeah. I know, I'm really hyped for the announcement on Thursday as well. To be honest, straight shooter gaming, I have like zero desire to see Nippon in the game. I do speak Japanese okay. I can have basic conversations. And it's funny because I don't even like anime or anything. It was just that or Spanish in high school, and I was terrible at Spanish. But Nippon is just kind of like, it's just I'd rather see other things, right? Like there's so many other cool factions they could flesh out. Like Nippon just doesn't seem that interesting to me, to be honest. Yeah, this is one of my tournaments. I host tournaments every Sunday, Gabriel. No, Chef Ainsley's here. Yeah, someone donated earlier and Chef Ainsley appeared. Yeah. Well, on the if for anyone who missed it, if you go to the like Total War Reddit or the website, Creative Assembly put a teaser out. It's like it looks like a map with like an X on it, and it says the date, which is this Thursday. So they're announcing something on Thursday. Hey, Sotek, I would be so down for that. I'd be so down. Yeah, I had the choice of Japanese or Spanish in high school. And yeah, I can speak Japanese okay. Oh yeah, Garland, I'll have to get a Wookiee army blocker for you next week. But yeah, Norska versus Tomb Kings. I would say it's a pretty good matchup for Norska, actually. Norska can, although Tomb Kings are such a good faction. They're so good. Tomb Kings is probably one of my favorite factions to play. With Norska, what you want to do, here's how you beat Tomb Kings with Norska. For anyone who wants the insider scoop, you get a whole front line of Marauder champions with the swords and shields, and then you spam like 3 Famir with great opens and just get like Throg and a caster, and you just go and just club their front line down, and then when they send in chariots and big monsters, the Famir just club them down. It's something along that. Like, that works pretty damn well, for sure. I don't know. I love Total War. I love Total War Warhammer. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I had so much fun in this. Yeah, so on Thursday, you guys are going to be finding out what the new content is, for sure. Yeah. Most likely. Hey guys, what's going on? We got Nutty98 in here. I enjoyed Three Kingdoms. Now, I'm not nearly as excited, like Warhammer 3, for example, when that eventually comes out. Like, that's on like a whole nother echelon, right? Like, I'm so excited for the next Warhammer games, and any additional Warhammer content is going to be much more exciting to me than Three Kingdoms. But Three Kingdoms, again, will be pretty fun for like campaign stuff. So I'll probably do like a couple head-to-head campaigns with like Italian Spartacus and things like that. That is a pretty usual Norscan game plan. I actually have a really good anti-Tomb Kings build in my my guide, so you guys can check that out if you're looking. I don't remember it off the top of my head, or else I would tell you. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, guys, we're here. Valnir, wouldn't you like to know? Like to know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Okay, guys. So we do have the Tomb Kings, who are going to be led by none other than King of the Dead, their namesake. The King of the Dead. He does have Setra the Imperishable up on his Sphinx. Front line's going to be Skeleton Warriors, it looks like. It's pretty much chaff. You're going to be losing to Norska anyway, so yeah, that is what it is. On top of that, he does have a couple groups of the Tomb Guard here. So 2 Tomb Guard, Kingdom Kesh's Scorpion Legion, as well as Tomb Guards with Halberds here in the back corner. Definitely quite solid, giving him some anti-large tools against Famir and some other, periphery threats. He does have the Setra the Imperishable with the Lore of Nakara. I think, no, he actually doesn't. So what spells does he have? He just has the Cursed Blades. So he's basically just going to be spamming this like every 28 seconds to make sure he's constantly getting that buff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I think that's pretty neat. Setra the Imperishable here, the Sphinx of Usef here, which is going to be the anti-large armor piercing. This guy is going to be a monster against Famir. And one of the good ways to deal with this as Norska is just to bring a couple javelins. They can do a good job of dragging this bad boy down with some Famir support. He's got a Necrotech to get those restores, which I think is worth it considering he has this like fat, expensive construct. A couple groups of chariots, which are also very good against Norska, especially if Norska doesn't have high mass mobility. Yeah, very solid Tomb King's army. I think it's going to be good. And for the Norskins, he's got Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes, also a pretty good choice against big constructs. A couple groups of Hounds, so he does have the Beast of Tashnar as well as Norskin Ice Doggos, which are very good against chariots. So the Beasts of Tashnar are basically a direct counter to the what's it called? They're a direct counter to chariots. So if the chariots come in, trying to get on the infantry, the Beasts of Tashnar have high mass. They have not armor piercing, but anti-large. Definitely going to be very solid here. So I like that quite a bit. From Pipes, he does have Throg. Front line's going to be Marauders actually. So going a little bit cheaper. He does have a couple Berserkers who will do well in the front line. The one problem with Berserkers being is that they do take a lot of damage on the give back from Tomb King's infantry because they're fairly squishy. Shadowcaster in the back, he does have some spears, 2 groups of Famir with great weapons, which I think is going to be a very, very solid inclusion. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I think good armies for both players. It's really going to come down to micro and like how can King of the Dead implement his plan with his chariots? His Pipe's going to be able to stop the chariots using his Hounds and his high mass units. Are the Famir going to be able to get onto the high value targets, or are they going to get kind of dragged down by the Halberds and some of those other units? Really a lot, on the way here for sure. So no, there's definitely plenty of forest to hide in. This is a pretty common map for tournaments. You see this one quite a bit. I don't really know how to say it, to be honest. But this is game 2, and for anyone who's just joining, I see that we're up to 631 people now, which is pretty awesome. The first game was amazing, so if you guys want to go back and watch that just to catch up, I do have DVR enabled, so you guys should be able to go back and watch the games like at any point. So feel free to do that. Let me make sure they're not waiting for me. Start when ready. You too, champ. We're good. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Yeah, the Snorskin army is pretty cool for sure. I like how he has answers for everything for sure, but there's always that unknown variable of like these big scary constructs just monster mashing your lord, right? So there is a little bit of variance going on. But the Tomb Kings, no, Shopty Great Bows. The Shopty Great Bows could have been good as well to kind of shoot this down, but there was just a massive Surtha Ek force over here, kind of a reminiscent of Warhammer 1 Norskin armies when they just used to be mass Marauder Horsemen as well as chariots, which was always pretty funny. So King, he's gonna have to use these chariots like this would actually be really good if King were to like dart across the battlefield and attack these guys and sweep up here. He could probably get a lot of free kills for sure. Throwing Axe is wasting some of their ammo, unfortunately, into the Skeleton Warriors, but it's not the end of the world. They still have plenty, but he needs to keep those back. And if I were using those not Skeleton Horsemen, but the Marauder Horsemen Throwing Axes, I would just wait and follow this Sphinx, and just wherever it goes, I would just use all my Throwing Axes, which looks like he's doing that. So Pipes is really on top of his game here. Very, very solid stuff. Let's see if he switches his fire onto the Sphinx. It looks like over here he's going to be sending his champions or his Marauders around the flank. So here comes the big monster match. The Sphinx is going to be fighting in the front line. Now, King of the Dead does have Restore as well, and it looks like he is aware that there's going to be some focus fire, so he's going to fall back. So very good play by both players. Pipes is able to react, and it looks like the Chariots, though, unfortunately for Pipes here, they do get into the front line. They run over some of the Marauders. Now, it looks like there are Famir in reserve, and the Famir, yeah, they're piling in now. They're going to destroy Chariots. And also, it looks like the Norskin Ice Dog is coming in. So beautiful play from Pipes here. He follows the Chariots. He countercharges them with Famir. He has the Norskin Ice Doggos waiting. This is really solid stuff. I mean, those Chariots are going to get put in a trash can. They're pretty much 100% dead now. Now, the mainline fight is underway as well. Throg is in here. He is fighting Setra, and Setra is getting whooped on. Now, it could change up a little bit because Setra now does have the Sphinx, which does fire damage. Therefore, it's going to just melt Throg even harder. But the Sphinx, Yeah, the Restore going down as well. Dejof's Incantation with the Cursed Blades, and Feebling Foe as well, so a lot of buffs going down for both players. And Throg is just doing a beautiful job kind of holding the line here, but now his Marauder support has crumbled, so Throg could certainly go down here. Now, Pipes could lose the game right now. Pipes does not get Throg back. He needs to start running and start supporting with some of these Javelins, which he is doing, but he needs to get back with Throg. If he loses Throg to the Sphinx right now, that's just going to cost him the game for sure, because everything else is going very well for him. I mean, he's done a great job countering the Chariots. He's getting that good Overwatch fire. Cetra is very low. So the fact that Throg just broke might actually be a bit of a saving grace here. But yeah, that could cost him the game, which is really unfortunate because he was playing so damn well up until this point. And yeah, now Throg's pretty much offline. So yeah, down goes Throg. He just got karate chopped. Throg just got straight up dumpstered by Cetra. Maybe he couldn't get away. He was kind of pinned down a little bit and there was some sort of positioning problems. But yeah, that's why the Marauder champions are better, because they actually just beat Skeleton Warriors. It looks like the standard Marauders are struggling a little bit. He does have a lot of, Horsemen and other troops like that. He has a couple groups of Femir. It looks like a Burning Skull is going to be going down, or Pendulum. Pendulum will be hitting those Tomb Guard, doing a very, very good job there, but I really think there's not going to be enough stopping power to kill the big constructs now that Throg is dead. Beast of Tashnar are going to be trying to cleave some of these skeletons, free up the Javelins, but a lot of stuff is just in mass route for the Norskins. But despite that, the bounce power is still pretty even, surprisingly. Beast Femir over here did get caught up a little bit. You can see they're just being taken out by some of the halberds. Marauder Horsemen over here, still trying to save these guys, but they're throwing against silver shields. I mean, this is not like cost-efficient trading, and that's the main reason why you need champions in the front line. Champions beat every single Tomb King infantry except the Kepra Guard. That's going to be win you the front line engagement, then you just kind of focus on taking out the big bouncers. So Pipes, unfortunately, probably going to be going quietly into the good night, even though the bounce power is still pretty even, believe it or not. I'm not sure why. It seems like it's just a massive, one-sided engagement here for the Tomb Kings at this point. In the beginning, it was pretty even. Now, throwing axes are coming back. Cetra isn't in perfect health, so maybe if he could pick apart Cetra with some of these throwing axes, he could be in good shape. The Femir, unfortunately, are just inundated by skeletons and halberds and a bunch of troops that can just drag them into the mud. That's pretty much how you beat Femir. You just tank them with like tons of crappy units, because they are a great weapon, right? So they're not going to be the best at dealing with those type of things. But the Femir Balefiend with the Lord of Shadows is just going to be scurrying away right now. You can see him hobbling on his cane, trying to find a new home here. Over here, Skeleton Warriors are still chasing down the Femir, who are shaken, actually, but they're still fighting, it looks like. No, they're actually, yeah, they're shaken. Melkos Mystifying Miasma is going to be going down. The Norskin Ice Doggos are here, and also something else that's going to be really unfortunate for Pipes is, yeah, he's starting to run out of ammo. So his Marauder Horsemen all over the battlefield are just running on fumes, right? They're at like 20%. That's one of the reasons why with Marauder Horsemen, you really want to make sure that they're on fire at will. Not fire at will. You want to, like, in matchups like this, where it's going to be a long, grindy matchup versus constructs, you want to make sure they're on manual fire, so that you're only going to be using your ammo against the big targets, because a lot of it was lost to skeletons. The Norskin Ice Wolves trying to free up the Femir right now, so you can see they do charge into the skeletons. They're probably going to be pulling back here, just trying to free them up so they can do a little bit of work. Some throwing axes on Cetra, definitely quite nice, and the Tomb King's army is looking pretty healthy. 50 halberds here, 77 here, Skeleton Warriors, Tomb Guard. There's a lot of like decent troops left. And Cetra coming in on the Doom Sphinx, going to be charging into some of these Marauders. Definitely very good play by King. He was able to come back from a relatively rough start and just goon out Throg, which was pretty tough for sure. Yeah, poor Throg, Daddy got taken out pretty bad. It was rough. The next game is going to be Sotek versus Faust, for anyone who's wondering here. So anyways, Marauder Horseman doing some cycle charging against the Tomb Guard. It looks like the Femir Balefiend definitely not a pushover. He does use the Enfeebling Foe as the Femir support, but that's going to be, there's no way he can come back at this point. He's out of ammo on all the throwing axes, and that was pretty much his last lifeline to taking out these big guys. I mean, he can cycle charge, but there's just no power left. Norska has a couple of Femir and Berserkers over here, I guess, but that's the thing about Berserkers. They get a lot of kills against skeletons, but they also take a lot of damage against skeletons. They'll go down to like 70% probably. So, yeah, I really think not Femir champions, the Marauder champions are going to be the way to go here. So that's looking like it's it. Over here, some Tomb Guard getting some cycle charging. It looks like Pipes is going to be trying his hardest to get back into the game here. The Shopti Summon has been used in the back to kind of clean up shop on the last of these horses over here. Yeah, they're going to be colliding in, and he's probably going to get slapped with army losses. So, GG. Well played to both players. So that first game was really close. Yeah. That first game was very, very close. All right, so well played to Pipes and King of the Dead. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And yeah, we'll get it. So King takes the 2-0. He's going to be moving on to the finals for today. And also, I did miss a donation there, so my apologies. Big thanks to Rando Howard for the $20 or 20 euro donation, I believe. It's probably euros. So it could be pounds. Sorry, I'm just so out of it. I woke up at like 11, like an hour before I started, so like I'm still kind of like waking up right now. Yeah. Yes. Professor Pone is definitely the best player in Total War Warhammer. Yeah, hands down. Okay, that's going to be it. Well played to both King of the Dead and Pipes. And for anyone watching after the fact, there will certainly be links to Pipes' Twitch channel. If you're really looking for like kind of midweek stuff where he's going to be playing quick battles and you're just looking for your fix of live action, he's a really good player for sure. And is quite a bit of fun to watch, so. Yes, yes. Now we're going to go to the second game. Look at that. Look how quick that is. Sotek is, he says, it's time for me to go with the superhero exit. Yes. Sotek and Faust. This is going to be it, guys. This is going to be it. The final showdown. So I need to update the scoreboard real quick. I keep forgetting to get that application that like lets me update it super quick. We're going to put Sotek here just so it all fits on the card. And then King is going to be... Nope. Change that on. Cool. Also, big thanks to my lovely wife for making that nice overlay up top. Definitely looks quite a bit better. You know, Dragon Lord, I wasn't rooting for anyone in particular. I more so wanted to see the dwarves win so we could go to a game 3, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It was very well played to both players. And now we have Skaven versus Dark Elves. So Sotek is going to be betraying his lizard kin, and he's going to be playing the Skaven. Yes. So straight shooter gaming, there are a couple builds in my Norskin guide I would change, and it would probably be the Empire. Norskin versus Empire I would change, for sure. And I have a couple of videos coming out in the next week or two, which are my new Norskin build versus Empire. So you guys will see it. Yeah, I will, Joseph. Don't worry. I will. King of the Dead, we will see you in the finals. One second here. What's that coming in with the dinos? I know it's going to be wild. Oh, are you guys talking about ladder rankings? Yeah, I mean, I still think they carry some prevalence. I mean, but, you know, as someone who's a content creator, it's certainly pretty tricky to balance playing fun builds with cutthroat builds if you want to climb ladder. I think the highest I ever was on ladder was like rank 12, 13 or something. That was when I was just like spamming chaos games. Yeah. Usually usually right now I sit between 60 and 100, depending on what I'm doing, like 50 and 100. I like to stay like up there, you know? Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the thumbnail. It's the thumbnail is actually Chuck Norris from Missing in Action, which is one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies from the 80s, and so there's like an enemy boat coming down the river, right? And Chuck Norris is like hiding underwater with an M60, and he just like pops up from the water and like takes out the whole boat. So that's what that scene is, where he's like popping up from the water, and then I just slap Warzog's face on him. So, oh yeah, yeah, Lady Turin's the best. Oh. Valnir, Skaven are hard. Skaven are in a tough place for sure. They're one of the harder factions. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. We're back. We are back. Do Corsairs beat Plague Monks? I think the Corsairs would probably win because they do have the pretty good armor. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, though. I think Corsairs would win. They have better leadership, too. Hey, Pipes, you're welcome, man. Thanks for playing. We can we'll get you in these more often. Feel free to drop a link to your Twitch channel as well. In chat, let me go ahead and give you the. There you go, man. Feel free to link to your. So Pipes is in chat. He'll link to his Twitch channel, and if any of you guys want to check it out, certainly do. Yes. Christian, I'm not sure. That would actually be when Lore Master of Sotek comes back to chat. If he does, that would be a really good question for him. So, oh, maybe they're waiting for me. Alrighty. Cool. Yeah, I hope we see some ridiculous stuff for sure, like Hydras or Charybdis. That'd be really fun. Man, I need to wake up. I just need like a direct shot of caffeine just like into the top of my skull right now. I'm so out of it. Like my brain is struggling to find words. Oh, hi, Mark. Here we go, guys. It's showtime. The mighty Faust versus the one and only Lore Master of Sotek. We're going to see. Lore Master, a lot of people don't know this about him, but the Lore Master of Sotek, quite the avid tournament player. He does play in a lot of tournaments and competitive events, so definitely not one to be underestimated. A lot of people think that like lore channel guys like can't play multiplayer, but he definitely can. He is very, very good. Hi, Knights of Turin. Best of luck to all the competitors. Need to go to bed since I'm working tomorrow. We'll have to replay tomorrow at least. Well, Knights of Turin, thank you so much. Get some rest. Hopefully work isn't too bad. And we will see you soon. I could grow the Jesus hair out. Maybe we'll do like a channel poll. Like, should Turin grow the terrible Jesus hair back? Good. I actually had a really terrible beard today too before the stream, but I actually shaved it, so. Alright, blocker. There we go. Now we're loading in. This is definitely one of the better multiplayer maps. One man boy band back at it again with the watching from work.
Nice and hot.
Oh man. Alright, dude. Cool. Hope you're having fun at work. Make sure you got your headphones on so you can enjoy all the glorious banter we have here. I know. We're going to be streaming every weekend. And I'm going to be trying to stream twice a week. So I want to do one on Sunday and then maybe one on like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. It could be like, I don't know. There's a bunch of different things we could do. So autogen tournaments. I could stream Magic the Gathering Arena, which I've been playing. I actually just recorded a Magic video for you guys last night. So that'll be going up in the next couple days. Why though? I can grow a huge mullet. I have like all the genetics to grow a redneck, like pure American mullet. I don't want, no, the baldness is for Italian Spartacus. I can't steal his thunder. He's got that chrome dome, that shiny head. But when I'm old, Dwarf Furious, if you ever like find me when I'm an old man, when I'm like 70, if you just happen to walk past my porch and it's Halloween, I will be dressed as Palpatine, just cackling at people. Some kid, I'm just gonna see like children fighting. I'm gonna be like, use your aggressive feelings, boy. Oh god, no. I actually did go full haggard homeless. It was really bad. King of the Dead, thank you. He says, deleted the best girl. Go check out Professor Pipes. Hey man, King, thank you for the donation, dude.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it.
Thank you, thank
Nice
you.
and hot.
My favorite playstyle. So,
Yeah, boy.
Firstly, any deck I play in Magic has to have black in it. Black is my favorite color in Magic. I love using like Haggard Necromancy and like spells like that. Right now I'm playing good Dimir control deck, so black blue. Well, it's not control, it's like aggro actually. So it's using the new Surveil mechanic. It's really good. I'm like 12 wins and like 2 losses with it. I really like black green decks quite a bit, like with Graveyard Recursion and Delve or Dredge, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I love Magic. Magic is like my other. Magic's an open beta now, actually. Bubba Bricks coming in hot. It says, now you're teasing us with the mullet. I want it. Bubba Bricks, thanks for the donation, man. A mullet. So, if you guys look at my hair now, like if I shaved the front, like a short, crappy buzz cut, and just let this go and like fluffed it out a little bit, it would look like a mullet. Like I could have a mullet right now, almost. Yes, Anna, yes. Let it happen. Bubba Bricks, thank you. She's gonna make me wear like a bag. Oh my god. Okay, guys. Back to Warhammer. So here we are with the first game between Faust and the Lore Master of Sotek. So for Faust's army, it looks like in the front line, it's going to be the pretty common stuff. Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, a couple Corsairs to deal with the more heavy-duty rats. He does also have Harganeth Executioners. So he does have one of those as well as Blackguard, probably to deal with any big, Helped Abominations, stuff like that. So I like that quite a bit. A little bit diverse for my likings, though. I suppose, well, we'll see how he deploys. He's probably going to put the Black Arcs, the Bleak Swords, and the Corsairs in the front line. Yeah, we'll find out in a second. But anyways, he does also have Dark Riders on the flanks. Dark Riders are very good against Skaven. They're shielded, they're cheap, they're very good at chasing down Skaven slaves and skirmishers and gutter runners and things like that. Cold One Knights here to deal with Doom Wheels and any high mass targets as well as Helped Abominations. And the Chill of Sontar. And this is why our boy Faust is a fan favorite. The Chill of Sontar, for sure, is an absolute beast. So look at this thing. And now, the Chill of Sontar on paper isn't going to be good against Skaven because of Globadiers and missile play, but it's one of those things that could catch your opponent off guard because it's so unexpected that it might be good. I don't know. We'll find out. He does also have Malekith up on the dragon, so he does have Soul Stealer and Doombolt, very good at sniping lords, and he does have the Reaper Bolt Thrower, which is really good against Skaven artillery. So if Sotek were to go with Warp Lightning cannons or anything like that, the Reaper Bolt Thrower can take those guys out pretty easily. So for Sotek, in the front line, it looks like he's going to have Stormvermin with Halberds mixed in with Plague Monks and a couple Clan Rats, so a bit of a mixed match front line here with Halberds on the flanks, most likely to deal with flank pressure from Cav. Skaven Slave Slingers in the secondary line. Grey Seer for his Lord, and he's going to be on the bell. You can see he's going to be up here kicking his little rat heap. As far as spells go, he does have Crack's Call. Howling Warp Gale is going to be really good against Malekith. Warp Lightning, and then the dreaded 13th spell. Warp Lightning Cannon, Plague Claw Catapult, Spears, Rat Ogres. Pretty gangster Skaven army, if I have to say so. This is really cool. Yeah. So that's a pretty badass looking army there for Sotek. I think are they waiting for me? And ready. What is he saying? Sotek says, for the record, I have no business using this many rats. I'm terrible at horde armies. That's pretty funny. Come on, Sotek, you gotta believe in yourself, man. And it looks like for the deployment, the Dark Elves have a pretty solid deployment. Dread Spears, Chaff in the front, secondary line, some more elite troops to follow up, the Chill of Sontar in the back. This is a pretty good map, though, for the Hydra, because he can hide behind this hill a little bit. It's going to be hard for the Warp Lightning Cannon. There's trees and a lot of obstructing terrain. And the Hydra could actually destroy that Grey Seer very, very easily, so no one expects the Hydra. Well, that's the reason why, in some matchups, I like to bring, just characters that seem like a terrible idea. It, bringing Orion against people can catch people off guard. I remember the other day on Ladder, I was actually playing Zablasky, who's one of the best players in the world, and he was playing Empire, and I was Wood Elves, and I just brought Orion, and it was such a troublesome thing to deal with because he was expecting the Glade Lord with Prevanath Rama, right? So, yeah, it's pretty wild for sure. Yes, we're gonna see. I mean, Malekith's a big target. Howling Warp Gale 2 plus Slingers. It's going to be hard for Malekith to find a home. Malekith might just need to go balls deep and try and just snipe the Lord, but there's Globadiers here too. I really do like Sotek's army. I think it's quite solid, but the only issue with his army is that the artillery is going to have a little bit of trouble in this terrain, except the Plague Claw Catapult, which will do quite a bit against the Halberds and Executioners in the back. Yeah, we'll see. It looks like there's a deep Vanguard as well. Faust does have some troops hidden back here. Looks like he does have the Dark Riders, which if Sotek kind of forgets about this back here, I mean, these are just Skaven slaves, so he certainly could get in there and disrupt some of those guys, which would be pretty good. I'm really surprised not to see any of the Warlock Engineer, or not Warlock Engineers, but the Doomfire Warlocks. Those guys are so good, especially against Skaven, because they can just melt the infantry and their buffs are really good in the front line and everything. So, oh yeah, Goodyear, that was really fun. When we played, that Skarsnik build was great. It'll go up on the channel for sure. Business up front, party in the back, boys. Oh yeah. Alright, so these guys are going to be advancing right now. The Warp Lightning Cannon going down, and it doesn't get hit by the tree. It looks like he's going to be shooting at the Bolt Thrower. The Bolt Thrower, 350 range, so it's going to have to shoot up quite a bit. And it looks like the Plague Claw Catapult's coming in as well, raining some hot Warp Fire here onto the Dread Spears. Definitely not a bad choice in the initial engagement, but he's going to want to switch it onto the Harganeth and these other guys. I mean, this is the biggest thing that Faust has going for him, is these elite troops here in the back. So the Bolt Thrower is going to be sitting and trying to trade. Let's see what it's going to be shooting at. And it looks like a slow-mo bolt. Oh, hopefully no one DC'd here. A little bit of lag. No, I think we're okay. So the bolt's going to be shooting at the Grey Seer with the Lord of Rune. It looks like it actually does hit it. Bit of a light contact there, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, getting some freebies. The Skaven Lord, of course, the Grey Seer has no way of healing, so he's not going to be healing up any damage he does take in the skirmish. Sotek is trying to trade artillery. Now, if the bolt thrower were shooting at the Warp Lightning Cannon, it would favor that heavily, but also, like, this bolt thrower is a bit of a distraction Carnifex, right? Because he's going to be shooting at the Warp Lightning Cannon rather than shooting the Hydra, but I have a feeling that once the fighting really starts, Sotek is going to be switching all of his resources to shoot the Hydra, but yeah, it's definitely not worth it to shoot this bolt thrower, in my opinion, but I mean, he is killing the crew. It still has all 3 online, so this guy has 1 crew here in the middle. The Plague Claw Catapult's going to be shooting at the Corsairs. Definitely should be switching onto the Harganeth Executioners, in my opinion. Although I guess he's just trying to like soften up the front line. Malekith lurking in the wings, and you can also see the Chill of Sontar, the Mighty War Hydra, is going to be lurking through the forest. And yeah, that bolt thrower, I mean, I guess it is going down, but it's only 700 gold, and every second you're not attacking this Hydra is something you're losing out on. So here in the flank, you can see the Dark Riders. Very good play by Faust. He's able to sneak those guys in through the forest without any retaliation, and he needs to get out. He needs to pull out, that's what she said, and he's able to get a great charge right there on those Skaven Slave Slingers, so very, very solid stuff. Sotek, in the meantime, forming up ranks. The Storm Vermin are going to be very good here. Now you can just see hordes of rocks and pebbles, all kinds of haggardness going in here, and the Bolt Thrower is online still. You definitely need to get it shooting. It doesn't look like it's shooting, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that formation is collapsed. The Bleak Swords are going to be fighting the Storm Vermin. The Storm Vermin will win that engagement, most likely. Dread Spears fighting against Glen Rats. It looks like Cold Wind Knight's charging into the front line, trying to get some shock damage on the Rats here. Not a terrible choice, but yeah, he needs to get back because Globadiers have like a very happy position here, which is going to be a little bit tough. And look at the Rats, just volume and volume of fire coming in. Just that brutality on those guys. So yeah, a little bit of a misplay there by Faust, I would say. But regardless, the rest of his forces are coming in. Oh, a beautiful breath attack by Faust there. He gets a huge Hydra breath that just roasts those clan rats, instantly shatters them. Crazy stuff. But Sotek responding. Looks like he's going to be using a Crack Skull. Howling Warp Gale, actually. So Malekith has been slapped by the Howling Warp Gale. He's going to be sitting up in the sky. That was a really cool Hydra breath attack. So now the Hydra, it needs to get into the back line. It looks like some of the Globadiers for Sotek have been compromised as the Dark Elves have pushed through the front line as well. There's some back and forth play, but yeah, Malekith up here getting kind of popped by all these anti-air abilities. And it looks like Crack's Call going down, and it absolutely shreks those Harganeth Executioners. Beautiful play here by Sotek so far. He's able to completely collapse his flank, but now the Hydra is coming in. So the Hydra is going to be a lot of work to deal with. Malekith is very healthy. Here comes a breath attack on the formation, and it does some really good damage against the Plague Monk. So these players going back and forth, going fisticuffs. Balance of power is actually relatively even. No one's really fallen back too much. The Dread Spears do push in, and they also get on the Globadiers. The Hydra's back here now, and the Hydra could easily get like a mass terror out. So if Faust can be super aggressive with the Chill of Sontar and keep pushing it forward, he could definitely do some work. Looks like a Doom Bolt going down from Malekith, which actually kills one of the Plague Claw Catapults, which is quite nice. The Black Art Corsairs have pushed in as well. Looks like Sotek does use a Scorch on the Dread Spears. But yeah, this battle's pretty darn even. Malekith is still pretty healthy. I mean, oh yeah, Malekith needs to go for that booty. Just go in there. Just balls deep. Just take that guy out. And it looks like another Howling Warp kill from Sotek. So Sotek, the rat, just running, his rat here just running and squealing. A very, very good Howling Warp kill, just keeping Malekith off the Lord, which is awesome. The Hydra, though, is doing very good against Rat Ogres, and it is mass terrorizing a lot of these low-tier troops. So, I don't know, and there's still a full health group of the Black Guard. And the Black Guard, if you look, they're fighting Rat Ogres. So the Rat Ogre is getting karate chopped by these guys, which is pretty beautiful for sure. Now the Dark Elves are piling into the back line, so suddenly where it was looking very good for Sotek, it's looking pretty grim, actually. So, the Grey Seer is going to be scurrying, trying to get away. You can see that the Chill of Sontar is now into the back line. Dark Elves are collapsing the Skaven on pretty much every front. You can see that the Grey Seer with the Lore of Ruin is trying to run away from the Halberds. The 71 Storm Vermin is going to be very, very needed here, intercepting against the Blackguard and Agron. So now it's going to turn around and fight. But the Chill of Sontar is still in good shape here. You can see, look at this guy. I mean, man, he is just terrorizing, and it looks like he's going after the Warlock Engineer, which is going to be quite good. And I don't know, Skaven, I think it's over. It's over, yeah. I think that this Skaven can't do anything. I mean, Malekith is going to just annihilate this Grey Seer. He's just going to give him the business. I mean, him and his big black dragon. And then also we have the Chill of Sontar, which is another big target. I mean, the Skaven are rallying a little bit, but he had a lot of range that just got compromised so fast. The Warlock Engineer pretty much goes down to the Chill of Sontar. He's able to feast on that rat, and now you can see the Blackguard are just chasing these Rat Ogres. Malekith, I'm not sure why he ran away. He definitely should go after that Grey Seer. I think that would probably be pretty good here. Alright, so the Dragon's going in. Looks like there's going to be a Breath Attack coming down from the Skaven. Some sort of a Ruin spell. Looks like a Cracked Skull or a Scorch. That's some pretty good work there. I mean, the Dark Elves are very tattered too, but they still have the Blackguard. They have the Hydra and Malekith, which are going to be super hard to take care of. Skaven are rallying a little bit, though. Some Slingers coming back. The Globadiers coming back. I mean, he could claw his way back into the game with his rat claws, but I don't know, guys. It's looking pretty grim. Anyways, the Hydra does get a nice little breath attack over here. It looks like it is. It kind of clipped the formation. Malekith does swoop in to attack the Rat Ogres, and the Globadiers are actually shooting at Malekith. So This is kind of what Sotek needs to get back in the game. If he could actually lock down Malekith on top of the Rat Ogres plus the Globadiers, he might be able to kill him. Those Globadier shots doing some really good damage to him. Doombolt coming down, hitting the Grey Seer as well. And it looks like the Hydra is still doing its thing here. But I don't know, the Rats are kind of rallying a little bit. It looks like Sotek's going to be getting another spell here. We're going to find out. I think that might be a Cracked Skull. Ooh, Cracked Skull doing a bunch of damage to those Black Guard. But they're still, yeah, 54 models are still going to be so tough to take out. Globadiers, though, this free damage on Malekith, definitely much appreciated. Rat Ogres need to be falling back. They can't be fighting against these Black Guard. And it looks like the Hydras, the bounce of power, Sotek's coming back, guys. Sotek's clawing his way back in the game. The bounce of power is actually, and it's funny because the Skaven do have that like runaway mechanic, so they rally very easily because they get away from people. Malekith's getting beat up. The Hydra's getting swarmed by just like haggard spears and rats and halberds and things like that. Malekith definitely needs to be like, yeah, a breath attack would be so good. Oh, and a Gaze of Malice just absolutely destroys those guys. That does so much damage from Malekith. That actually does break off some Skaven slaves. But the Hydra's, oh no. The Hydra's going down. The Hydra is wavering, guys. Check it out. Oh man, 17 leadership. He needs to break this Hydra, but the Hydra does get too horrible to die, I think, and it regenerates. And Malekith gets a fat breath attack right into that blob right there. So that was very, very good. Sotek could claw his way back into the game. It's very close here. The Black Guard are pretty tattered, but I think the Grey Seer on his bell is just going to get, I don't know, especially if the Chill of Santar gets on it with Frostbite. It's probably going to be, yeah, it has 29 speed now, so there's no way he's going to get away. I mean, if Faust really wants to kill this, he can. I don't think this Skaven have too many supporting elements. There's some Rat Ogres here. Looks like another Scorch is going to be going down for Sotek. And this is a huge, huge pocket of troops to lose. I mean, even though they're beat up, 13 Globadiers would be really, really nice to get back. As far as rallying troops for the Skaven goes, Skaven slaves, some halberds back here, I guess. And it looks like the Grey Seer is going to be going down. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. That was a good game. I mean, my call was correct, but, I mean, Sotek almost clawed back, but Hydra and Malekith were just too much power. I mean, there wasn't much Skaven left on the battlefield to deal with that, so that's probably going to be GG, I would imagine. So Faust taking game one. Yeah, Sotek with the comeback. He certainly could. Right now, there's no chance. Yeah, the breath attack's just going to wreck some of those. Ooh, look at that beautiful breath attack from the breath of Santar, or the Chill of Santar, and then Malekith comes in and breaks the Lord. Well played. Well played. Sotek, Mr. Comeback. Yeah, Sotek's got the old Necromancer hidden in the woods trick up his sleeve. That was a good game. That was a really good game. And we will update the scoreboard here and give Mr. Faust the gold player score. Need to organize this better. I'm sorry, guys. And Faust takes game one. GG. That was a really fun one. So let me go ahead and get the screen blocker up as well, and we will see what's going on. We'll get Palpatine there. He's going to be smiling at you guys, giving him that $1 million smile. Oh, yeah. That was a good match. Oh, yeah, Sotek not pulling any blows, going to his big dinos. Hopefully this goes to a game 3. That would be pretty fun for sure. Yeah, Malekith is so good. Malekith is so good against Skaven. The Gaze of Malice is just insanely powerful. Turn, bro. Oh, look, it's Italian Spacikish coming in for the head-to-head. Ryan, after the stream, let's play. I'll just need like a 20-minute break to chill out a little bit. That'd be quite a bit of fun. Look, guys, Ryan's here. The great Italian Spartacus. We got Shetland Apache in here. Stop plays. All kinds of people. Full house today. Chaos versus Dinos. Ooh, we're going to see some monster mashing. We're going to see some Kolek. We're going to be seeing some T-Rexes. Who will win? 1500, says Anthony Clark. 1500 disease-ridden, war-hardened rat warriors, or one three-headed boy. We'll probably do three-headed boy. Yeah. Yeah. Sotek's done playing. You want to know why I look angelic, Ryan? So I actually got so my family, a lot of my family members are artists. So my mom is a painter and my dad is a television actor. And anyways, my mom had like an art studio with all kinds of like solid lighting equipment. So she gave Anna and I this like big studio light, which is backlighting the wall and then shining down. So it's like it helps the quality quite a bit, which I think is nice. How much donations for an elf free finale? So the first series, Shetland, was won by King of the Dead versus Pipes, and they had some really good games. The first game especially was super close, Shetland. You would have loved it. It was like a Dawi Last Stand with Gromp Brindle. It was gangster. It's gangster. You tried to like, but your finger slipped? Oh, how dare you. Yeah. We got Janet on occasion here as well. The man himself.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Hey, thank you for the donation, Ryan.
Nice
Appreciate
and
it.
hot.
We just keep giving each other's like $2 back, $2 back, and YouTube just takes part of it, so we're just losing money. I don't know. Probably who clicked the dislike? Probably the guy whose finger slipped. So yeah, it's got to be Shaggoth. I mean, he could use Dragon Ogres too. Faust could be going that direction instead of Shaggoths. Yeah, I got lighting set up in here now. New CTV. Film that's dead, yeah. Who was against the Jawi? The really good Jawi match was it was Beastmen versus Dwarves. It was a really good game. There was Iron Drakes roasting things. It was super good. It was super good. I did notice you. But yeah, Chaos versus Dinos is a pretty grindy matchup for sure. Chaos, I would say, has the infantry advantage. They can usually win that part of the battle, but the dinosaurs have really good sustainability. Like, they can get really good alpha strikes on Kolek and then pull back in Cold Blood and then re-engage. And if they can do that effectively, they can win the matchup for sure. But I mean, Chaos can just spam armored infantry, like Chosen with Great Opens or Chosen with Halberds, and it's like really tough for the dinos to do anything in the front line. Swords have poor AP. Temple Guard can't hang with Great Opens. It's like it's hard for sure. I can actually see Faust build right now, and I think it's quite good. It's a very good build. Stallion Spartacus says, if we reach 600 likes, he will do another Golem cast, but it will be for Turn's channel exclusively. Well, guys, the die is cast. Oh. Yeah, Beastmen definitely have an advantage against the Dwarves. It was a really close battle. Dark Elves don't have 100% win rate now. I mean, I think that Chaos has a pretty good matchup versus Dark Elves. Calling to Kolek, is that what you guys think? You think there's going to be Big Daddy Dragon Ogre? Hey, we got Malik the Nerd Monkey finally catching this live. Hey, welcome, man. Need that golem. Oh, we should run a poll in here. Horn ones against Chaos can be pretty good, actually. It can catch them off guard. It can really catch them off guard. Yeah. What's your Bretonia versus Chaos strategy? I use Questing Knights. Questing Knights are really good. Foot Squires, Halberds. I'll use like a front line of Foot Squires. I'll use Fey Enchantress. I use Men at Arms with Pole Arms. I use like 3 or 4 Questing Knights. And just try and grind them out with the Fey Enchantress. But I haven't played that in quite some time, so I need to really rethink that. Yes. And Croxagors. Wouldn't that be crazy if we saw some Croxagors from Sotek? That'd be pretty fun. Horned ones are pretty haggard, but they are fun. I mean, they can be made to work. The problem is that, I mean, their stat line's okay. They have good AP. The problem is that they rampage. So if you can get them in that sweet situation, it can be pretty good. Chris Chambers coming in with the $5. So glad it's a public holiday so I can watch live for a change. Cool, man. Oh, man.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it.
Right on,
nice
man.
And hot and spicy meat.
Yeah, horned ones are, I mean, yeah. Now, looking at the army of Faust, horned ones would not be very good. They would not be good here. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the Lizardmen Cav aren't the best. I mean, Coldland Spear Riders are okay to use very defensively, but pretty interesting. I was watching like fantasy battles, Age of Sigmar and stuff, and well, I mean, it was pretty much the guy who was playing like a full Imperial army. So he had like Karl Franz and everything, which is now like General of the Empire, but he was just calling it Karl Franz. In like tabletop fantasy, like even the mounts have attacks. So like Karl Franz will do his attack, and then like the claws of the Griffin have an attack and things like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, the Rampage really sucks. The Rampage is like, I really think they should just get rid of the Rampage. I know like in lore they're supposed to rampage and be like out of control, but if they're going to be out of control, make them way strong. Give them like 65 weapon strength. Just make them linebackers. Like the punishment for the Rampage is just sucks so bad. He's been in my dad's been in some stuff. Yeah. Here and there. He was oh man, I got like paint all over my shirt. I was painting my Mortarian last night.
Give your meat a
My
good
40k
rub.
Mortarian. Pretty
That's
gangster.
it.
Looking
Nice
pretty
and
good.
Hot and spicy.
My best pirate joke?
Yeah,
I don't know
boy.
any pirate jokes, one man boy band. I have to think about that. Give me time. Give me a minute. I'm gonna focus on the game here, and then I'll get back to you with the pirate joke. Italian Spartacus can probably cover me on that. All right. Definitely another good map here on Nguye. I don't even know how to say it. Hey, take care, Patrick. Get some rest, man. Do some stretches. Getting a little tight here. Might go play some 40k this week. Camp Nowhere. Yeah, my dad was in Camp Nowhere. On Law and Order. He played one of the victims that's in the show for like 5 minutes, yeah. You say you played Bretonia on tabletop and the horses used to kill more than the knights. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Okay, so they didn't rampage in tabletop, so why should they rampage here? Just get rid of that stupid mechanic. Yeah. Terrible. Rampage. I understand like feral Bastillodons and things like that because they're so damn cheap for how good they are, but like the horned ones are expensive and they rampage and they're just okay. Well, they're not going to give you blessed units in multiplayer because they're just going to add regiments of renown eventually. So that's going to be kind of what is going to be the equivalent. You think my dad played Gimli in Lord of the Rings? Jonathan Rhys Davies is not my dad, but that would be pretty funny. Okay, guys. So let's take a look at the armies of Loremaster of Sotek. So it looks like for his main core, he does have Saurus Warriors. Does he have any Temple Guard? He does have 2 groups of Temple Guard in the center. 4 groups of Temple Guard? No. 3 Temple Guard in the center, which I think are quite good against Chaos. They'll probably be able to beat standard Chaos Warriors, as well as the Mirror Guard they'll do very well against. Also gives them some anti-large, so if there is a monster mash fight, it's going to help out quite a bit against Kolek. He does have Lord Jabba the Hutt, so Jabba's going to need to be pretty careful. Now, as far as his spells go, let's get in here and look at Jabba. He does have Nets of Amnichok, Harmonic Convergence, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Apotheosis. So he does have Nets, so he's going to have to be very careful because it looks like the Saurus Garvet plus the Cold One Knights are going to be facing off against Kolek in 2 groups of Dragon Ogres, one of them being the Summoners of Rage. So Faust definitely has a better kind of monster kit, but you know, Sotek has a pretty defensive strategy, right? He has Temple Guard, he has Nets, he has ways of kind of you know, locking things down and countercharging them, pulling back, healing. Definitely has a lot of dank tactics for sure. So Temple Guard here, he does have the mighty Rev Crystal, who we will, I think, let's give him a new name today. We want to call him Gary again. Well, I'm pretty sure, is Gary? Oh man, it's been so long since I've talked about Gary, but I think Gary was the Rev Crystal. I could be on here, but we do have Gary, the Bastillodon with the Rev Crystal, and it looks like the Skinks are still floating in the skies, which I think is a nice touch. Very, very high quality stuff there. We also have the Cold One Spear Riders, the Saurus Garvet, and that is pretty much it. And for the armies of Faust, Faust does have a front line, Marauders and Shielded Infantry who are going to be taking the brunt of the charge, and then he has his more elite infantry back here. So Chaos Warriors with great weapons, Chosen with great weapons, the Mirror Guard, and on top of that he does also have Dragon Ogres, Kolek, so Kolek's going to be leading his posse of angry dragon boys, and then a Sorcerer with Enfeebling Foe, as well as Occam's Mind Razor. So Occam's, is it Occam's Mind? Occam's, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Occam's. This thing is going to be making Kolek into a monster if he chooses to. On top of that, Marauder Horsemen, as well as some throwing axes, so definitely a very solid army from Faust here. Let's see, yeah. Ready when you are. It is time. It's Gary. Gary! I know. Well, you know, you have to pull for the dinos here. I mean, because obviously, who doesn't want a game 3 between these two? I think that'd be quite a bit of fun. Yeah, we got the Mirror Guard. These guys are ready to go. Mirror Guard are very good against Saurus. They will beat the brakes off Saurus Warriors. Plus, what's really cool about the Mirror Guard is they're also immune to psychology. So there's they bring a lot to the table here. Bring the chaos. Greenskins are a very good faction. Yes, they are, to answer your question. Very, very solid stuff. Ryan the Rev Crystal. Yes. I don't know, guys. What are your predictions? Let's see it in chat. Who do you guys think is going to win? Sotek almost came back last game with this Skaven despite a relatively rough initial engagement. But I'm liking Sotek's army. Temple Guard will do very well against the front line of Faust, but they will get mashed on by the great weapons in the secondary line. But, of course, he does have Mazdamundi's magic support. Harmonic, Curse of the Midnight Wind. He does have Gary here, so I can see Sotek actually winning the front line, especially if he uses pretty good banishments and ruination. So Sotek could win the front line. The monster fight, however, very heavily favors Faust. I mean, 2 Dragon Ogres plus Kolek is going to be able to overwhelm this force pretty easily. However, Sotek can just form at Helm's Deep and defend himself. He does have a couple skinks with javelins actually mixed in with his troops. You can see they're kind of standing amongst the Temple Guard, which is a very, very cool shot right there. And yeah, looks like battle's about to be underway, guys. Yes, when Gary and George are together, they are unstoppable. Absolutely. Sotek fighting for Sotek will always win. All right, we'll see. There are Chosen. There's one group of Chosen with great opens over here, to answer your question, Shetland. You can see these bad boys here. But aside from that, not too many. It looks like he does have a standard Chaos Warriors. He has the Mirror Guard as well. And the Dinos are going to be advancing out of the forest. He does have some Skink Skirmishers. They aren't going to do a whole lot against Chaos. I mean, if he pulls them back and just uses them as like dedicated missile units against Dragon Ogres, that's probably going to be the best bet, I would imagine. The Warm Bloods are going down. Oh, we'll see about that. Chaos is actually one of my favorite races to play. Chaos, Beastmen, Norska, and Tomb Kings are probably my 4 best ones. And those guys, I used to be good at lizards, but for some reason I just can't do well with them anymore. I just kind of suck, to be honest, with the dinos. And I don't suck, but I'm not as good as I used to be. Lord Mazdamoney is going to be moving forward on his toilet seat, escorted by the Temple Guard. Temple Guard, you know, thematically always the guardian of the Slan, I would imagine. But Mazdamoney, gonna have a little bit of trouble getting a good banishment. You can see Faust has a pretty good formation. He's nice and spread out, so there's not going to be like a 2-for-1 banishment or a spaghetti line that it could just like rotate down. So yeah, quite eager to see. There could be some skirmishing out of the gates. The javelins are going to move forward. And yeah, Marauders aren't a bad target. The Skink Skirmishers could just kind of pick them apart. They do have low armor. Granted, they have shields, so. And yes, we'll see if the great plan is indeed upheld. You can see in the back the Saurus Scar Veteran plus the Coldland Spear Riders are going to be waiting for the Dragon Ogres. Temple Guard and Saurus Warriors are going to be advancing. And yeah, looks like it's time to party. Kolek probably should drop Lord of the Storm. I think if he drops Lord of the Storm on the Temple Guard, that could be pretty good. It's a really good ability. Dragon Ogres piling forward as well. And if Dragon Ogres want to just womp on Saurus Warriors, like standing on top of Marauders, that's pretty good as well. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the large fight, though. How well can Kolek do? Can Sotek fend them off with his Saurus Scarvet? Can he fend them off with the Coldland Spear Riders? That's really going to be kind of the deciding factor in this game here. So, first fight is underway. Marauders are going to be fighting Saurus. Saurus will just cut them apart. That's going to be a huge massacre. Chaos Warriors do beat Saurus, though. They probably will lose the Temple Guard, however, so there is some back and forth here. But yeah, initially you can see Faust does charge in with the Marauders, who do actually do a lot of damage to those Saurus on the give back. I'd really like to see the Dragon Ogres maybe pile in there for a second, but it looks like he's moving some stuff on the other side of the battlefield. In the back, Marauder Horsemen doing some light skirmishing. Can't really accomplish much because these Skink Skirmishers are kind of lurking nearby, so good screening by Sotek, able to keep those guys out of the mix. Chaos Warriors are pushing in from Faust against the Temple Guard. Probably should have gotten some great opens on these guys, although it looks like the Chosen are going to be piling in as well. Chaos Warriors will put up a good fight against Temple Guard. I mean, they have really good melee stats, 44-36 for their stats there. Here we're gonna have Saurus Warriors. Maybe, oh, it looks like the Chosen with great opens being pulled back, so maybe he's trying to like reorganize the fight a little bit. Dragon Ogres have piled in as well, and a really good rear charge from Faust. So Faust just using all these resources to make these Marauders valuable, and he does crash in. He gets the Saurus Warriors. Sotek does respond with the Rev Crystal, though. That's going to keep those guys pretty good and tasty. Now the Chosen are going to be attacking Saurus here. Chaos Warriors is going to be attacking Temple Guard, which is a pretty good choice. And Kolek, oh no, Kolek out of position. So Kolek overextended a tiny bit, and as soon as he did, Sotek just comes in balls deep. He gets that Saurus Scarvet, Potion of Strength, Deadly Onslaught, Harmonic Convergence, just all the buffs. And you can see Mazdamoney just using Curse of the Midnight Wind and just all these buffs to change things up. And Kolek is in serious trouble. He is giving it back pretty good to the Coldland Spear Riders with his big club, but actually, yeah, it looks like the Saurus Scarvet is a little bit trapped back here. He's not able to get on Kolek, so that didn't go as well as it probably could have. And Chaos here actually does crush the Saurus Warriors on the flank. Over here, the Chaos Warriors are, of course, losing to the Temple Guard, but the Chosen with great opens are just doggy-styling these Saurus Warriors. This is just absolute destruction right here. So look at these guys. These Saurus, like, doing no damage against the Chosen. That's pretty brutal. So, Dragon Ogres are piling in, trying to get some damage on the Rev Crystal. Kolek and company are going to be swarming this flank pretty heavily. Saurus Scarvet, though, is doing a lot of damage to the Summoners of Rage. He still does have some support from the Skink cohorts and some of those other troops. So he's certainly not alone here, but I don't know. It's looking a little bit scary. Chaos is kind of overwhelming the flank. The Chosen here taking almost no casualties. They're going to push in and then start beating up these Saurus. That's going to be a kind of a rough chain of events here for Sotek. So, uh-oh, Kolek's coming for that booty. He's coming for that fat toad. Here he comes. So you can see Kolek shambling in. He does get caught up on some skinks, but unfortunately for Sotek, the Chosen are through the lines. So I wouldn't chase Mazdamundi with the Chosen. I'd probably get them piling in on the back of these Temple Guard over here. Mazdamundi is going to be running to these Temple Guard for some reinforcements. But Faust needs to really catch these guys quick and make sure they pull back here. Kolek, in the meantime, is in a Monster Mash fight, so you can see he's going to be fighting the Saurus Garvet, which he should win. Granted, Mazdamundi is going to be using Harmonic Convergence and a Rev Crystal here. So, and also you can see that the Plaque of Dominion going down on Kolek, not really doing a whole lot. Mirror Guard charging in as well. And honestly, it's looking like Chaos is going to take... My early predictions is going to be that Chaos is going to take this one. Because, yeah, the dinos are just kind of a little bit beat up now. The Saurus Garvet's beat up. A good Ruination of Cities going down. Dragon Ogres are also quite tattered. But the Chaos Infantry, the Chosen, are just doing so damn good over here. Just massacring Temple Guard now. They massacred Saurus, so they've almost generated like 2,000 gold worth of kills on their own. And you can see that Sotek has lost his Saurus Garvet very quickly. Apotheos is going down, and Kolek is just such a big papa. He's just clubbing this T-Rex, and down goes the Saurus Garvet. And I think that's going to seal Sotek's doom. I don't think he has enough stopping power. I mean, he does have Gary and some Temple Guard. Summoners of Rage are pretty beat up, but Kolek is in good shape, and the name of the game for Chaos here is going to be Infantry. Their Mirror Guard are healthy. They have these Chosen that are just in such good health here with 54 models. Summoners of Rage easily going to be able to come in and finish off that Bastillodon, and Kolek can just chase the Toad now. There's no high mass units, right? So Kolek can just go balls deep and just chase down that Toad if he really wants to, and probably seal the deal here. So the Saurus Warriors in the front line. Oh, it looks like a big Banishment's going to be going down. Something. Oh no, that's actually Chain Lightning from the Summoners of Rage. So it does roast a couple of the Saurus. It also roasts a couple Mirror Guard, but definitely looks very, very cool. And yeah, the dinos are going to be pushing out, trying to do what they can, but Kolek is going to be able to run around and rampage. He Chosen with great weapons, cut those Temple Guard to pieces. Chosen are just so good against the dinosaurs. Over here, Marauder Horsemen are going to be sweeping in as well. Looks like they have some pretty good targets for the Fat Toad, and you can see Mazdamundi on his toilet seat is trying to find some Sanctuary. He's going to be getting Rev Crystal on the Temple Guard, who could turn around and kill those Dragon Ogres, but Faust with some very good micro, able to avoid that blob, and he's going to be going after the Rev Crystal here. So the Rev Crystal, 2,300 HP, and yeah, Dragon Ogre's definitely going to be hurting quite bad. They're actually getting picked apart by the Temple Guard, though, which is not bad. Mirror Guard got 41 models. Over here, we do have the Chosen, who have 52 models. Kolek is able to kill those Skirmishers, and it's only a matter of time before he comes for that Toad booty, which is going to be pretty tough. Summoners of Rage coming back in as well, still pretty healthy. And it looks like Mazdamundi might be using some sort of Witchcraft here, maybe a Banishment. Yeah, not doing much, though. Banishment just kills a couple of Marauders. You definitely should have used the Banishment on the Chosen and other elite troops here. I think that was a bit of a misplay. But the Mirror Guard coming in, the Shadowcaster coming in as well. Gary going in for a final charge right here against these Chaos Warriors. So on top of that, the Chaos Sorcerer going to be jumping in with Shadows, going to karate chop this dinosaur to the best of his abilities. Definitely going to be well suited to do that. And Kolek's just going to give him the business. Ruination of Cities going down though. Let's see if it gets a good cast. Here it goes. One shot that way, one shot in the same direction. That was a really unfortunate one. Nothing got the Chosen, so not much you can do there. But the Bastillodon's about to go down. Kolek, I'm surprised Faust isn't just going to be more aggressive. I mean, Faust should just get Kolek and kill Lord Mazdamundi. There's nothing the dinos can do to stop that. I mean, the Temple Guard are in combat. The Toad is much slower. Kolek is anti-large. Mazdamundi, believe it or not, is quite large and fat. And yeah, they can just give him the business now. So Mazdamundi's going to get the fat Toad slap. He's actually taking it like a champ, though. He has a pretty big HP pool. I mean, I think Mazdamundi's starting HP is like, what, 5,000, give or take? And that's going to be it. So Faust with the 2-0. Chaos is not awful. Chaos is one of the best factions in the game, actually. Yeah, to answer your question. Yeah. And that's going to be it. 2-0 for the great Faust. Let me go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And King of the Dead, if you were in chat, if you could go ahead and host the next game here. It looks like a little bit of lag. It'll subside, and it subsided. Great. So King of the Dead, if you're in chat, if you could go ahead and host the next one, that's going to be it. But well played to Faust and Sotek. The Chosen definitely just did such good work. And really, the Saurus Garvet engagement initially in the Cold One Spear Riders did absolutely nothing. They just got dumpstered. And the Saurus Garvet also got really put in a trash can. And that was really it. On top of that, the Chaos Infantry were just so much better. They just were able to just beat up the dinosaurs. It was really tough for them. And yeah, I really do think that Proc R plus a Saurus Garvet maybe, plus a Caster would have been good. I do like the Temple Guard pick, though. They did pretty good against Chaos Warriors, but Chosen just give them the dirty, dirty business. Like, it was a hard one for sure. Well played. And, yeah, so let me go ahead and Faust vs. King. Oh, look, they already got the game up. Making my job easy. Sotek is still the people's winner. Yes, yes. King of the Dead is going to be over here, so let me go ahead and change the scoreboards. Second. All right, guys. Sotek won our hearts. Yes, he did. He did indeed. He played out of his comfort zone. He mentioned that to me before the tournament that he was going to be playing Skaven, and he's like, doesn't really play them. So he was trying something new today, and he definitely put up a good fight. Sotek, a hero of the people as always. Very, very good player. Well, red player name, and let's get Faust. And we will get the gold player name. Man, that name is long. And we're in. Let me go ahead and get a blocker up so you guys can't see the sneaky schemes going down. I think I'm going to make another coffee real quick. I probably would have used Croc R plus Asara Scarvet and using Hand of the Gods and just like playing very defensively. I might have even gotten an Ancient Stegodon and just gone like fat monsters. Although I have to look at the rules of the tournament because we're using King's Cup rules, but I'd have to see what's permitted because it's not like ladder, right? Yeah, honestly, one-man boy band, that's one of the best strategies. You could go like, if you go with the Salon, you can get the double Skink Chief and just be such a bastard. You can be such a bastard. Yeah. Okay, they're discussing strategies now. The internet here is still good. Yeah. I gotta just check my router real quick. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna get Crooked Moon actually from King of the Dead. Let me go ahead and see what Faust is playing. Hold on. Hold on here, 1 second, guys. Okay. I got Faust races. So I know what he's playing, so we should be good. Alright guys, there's a little bit of lag with chat. 3 monsters, 2 of the same. Got it, Goblet. Yeah, guys, we're getting a Crooked Moon army versus Dark Elves. So we're probably going to see Skarsnik, I would imagine. Yeah. Oh my god. We're getting there, guys. We are in the glorious finals between King of the Dead and Faust. Gonna be a good one. After this, probably gonna go record some head-to-head with Italian Spartacus. All right, guys. Pirate joke. How did the pirate get his Jolly Roger for so cheap? He bought it when it was on sale. Is that good enough? All right, I'm gonna go get it. That was so terrible. I'm sorry. How did the pirate get? Yeah, I think that's how it goes. How did the pirate get his Jolly Roger so cheap? He bought it when it was on sale. Yeah, that's like a dad/pirate joke. Dwarf Fury says, Turin, are you or Lady Turin going to be playing either Pathfinder or Kingmaker game? I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at it. Is that the new D&D game? Most likely not if it's not multiplayer. So Philantour, to play ladder in Total War, you just fire up the game, you go to multiplayer, and then you click quick battle, and you just search. That's ladder. It's quick battles, yeah. You buy it on sale? Oh. Did the stream crash or something? I mean, guys, let me know. I feel like the stream might have crashed for a second. Hopefully it didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I tried. I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it didn't even matter.
Nice and hot. Hot and
that hurt me physically.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my god. You guys are ridiculous. I tried so hard and got so far. The end. Take me home, country road, to a place. Was it worth the $5? You guys want more pirate jokes? I think I know 1 or 2 more. All right. You guys ready for this one? How does it go? Hold on. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, yeah, good. I think it was just a minor spike. So what has 8 legs, 8 eyes, and 8 arms? The answer is 8 pirates. That actually doesn't make sense though, because they have 2 eyes apiece. I remember like reading that joke somewhere, and like now that I think about it, it's like it should be like 16 eyes. Yeah. Anyways, it should be like sets of eyes. Yeah. I don't know pirate jokes really. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Anyways. Jokes. I could look some up. Here, let me look some up real quick. What did the ocean say to the pirate? Nothing. It just waved. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, that's my favorite one. What did the ocean say to the pirate? Nothing. It just waved. Oh, that's terrible. Joey Letters, thanks for the donation. Oh, the eye patches. That's right, eye patches. That's why that joke makes sense. Oh, man, okay.
That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and
I just like...
yeah, boy.
Oh, that's pretty good. Eye patches. Well, I mean, like, what, does every pirate have an eye patch?
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and
Thank you guys for your generous support.
Yeah, boy.
I think the next one's way better, though. The next pirate joke. Joey Letters, Jonah Lind Porter, and Joey again. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Hey, remain vigilant. Take care, man. And there's some good pirate jokes on this website. How do pirates prefer to communicate? Eye to eye. Eye to eye. That one's really bad. How do you turn a pirate furious? Take away the P. What? Sounds okay, I guess. Limp. That was a limp joke. Alright. So Mushroom Cave is also one of my favorite maps in Total War. I think it's pretty great. So, here we are in the finals with King of the Dead taking on Faust. So both of them had some pretty serious cockfights in the early rounds, and it looks like King of the Dead is actually going to be playing the Crooked Moon. So he's going to be leading an army with Skarsnik, which is going to be pretty awesome. Looks like he's probably going to be using the Mass Stock ability. So for any of you guys that don't know, Skarsnik is the Goblin Lord for the Crooked Moon. He does have Tricksy Traps, which gives all nearby allies stock. So you can actually give Giants, you can give Arachnarok Queens, you can give all these guys stock, which is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. On top of that, he does have a Goblin Big Boss. He has an Orc Shaman, and yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. Excited to see how he uses this. In the front line, it's going to be Savage Orc Biggins, a couple Black Orcs, it looks like. No, just one Black Orc. On the flanks, some Goblin Spears, and then he does have an Axie Skulkers in the back to deal with any flank shenanigans, Smoke Bomb. And on top of that, he does have the Goblin Wolf Chariot, plus the Teeth Robbers. The Teeth Robbers. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good army here. Very, very solid stuff. And for the Dark Elves and Faust, it looks like Faust is going to be going for the throat with the Dark Elves. He does have some Cold One Knights. On top of that, he has Dark Riders, Slaanesha's Harvesters, which are always a pretty good choice. Harganeth, Bleak Swords, Sisters of Singing Doom, which are always good against Greenskins. If they can surround the Giant, rampage it, do high damage against its light armor, they're going to be really good. So this is a best of 5. The finals are always best of 5. Dread Spears here. He does have Blackheart Corsairs and a Reaper Bolt Thrower out on the flank. So it looks like he's going to be repositioning his army. Definitely a good idea. Greenskins are a swarming faction, so you definitely want to limit the angles through which they can attack you. But this is going to be pretty good. I'm really excited for this. And this is going to be a freaking Skarsnik using stock, giving the Giant stock, which is going to be so funny. Yeah, I guess the irate joke is pretty good with the pirates. Yeah, I didn't give it enough credit. Crooked Moon. You have to root for the Dark Elves. He's apparently he says he's doing this one for the lovely Lady Turin. So. Hey, Pescarable. Glad you like the content, man. Yeah, my style of humor isn't necessarily like in telling like dad jokes. It's more like deadpan like statements during things. I would say that's kind of always how I've been. Well, he's playing a Crooked Moon, but he has an Orc front line. So he has Savage Orcs in the front line. Skarsnik, he has some the AP Cloonies here. Goblin Wolf Chariot. So it's mostly a Goblin army, but it does have a couple Greenskins in the front line, some Orcs to kind of hold things together. So, and ready. Well, we'll see how they do. Yeah, I don't know. My face when getting stalked by a giant. Oh my gosh, the giant is going to be so great. It looks like the Dark Riders are being vanguarded in the deep corner. Honestly, there's no archers here for the Greenskins. It's just going to be like a meat spin, just like pushing in their club and army with the Black Orcs and the Savage Orcs. So there's not really good targets for the Dark Riders. I mean, they could be used to shut down the Goblin Wolf Chariots. That's probably going to be their best application. But it's going to be a pretty straightforward army here. Skarsnik definitely not a bad choice. He's always quite a bit of fun. As far as like meme lords go, Skarsnik's definitely one of the better ones. And it looks like Malekith is going to be on his Velociraptor, I think, hiding in the forest. So Skarsnik could probably outduel Malekith on the Velociraptor. He does have a lot more HP and anti-large armor piercing plus poison. That would be pretty cool to see Skarsnik take that bad boy out. Yeah. We're going to see, here come the Wolf Chariots. I'm quite eager to see how the Dark Elves are going to handle that. They're definitely going to need to get these Cold One Knights up like ASAP, because the Wolf Chariots can just charge through the Bleak Swords and do some good damage. Reaper Bolthor is going to be shooting into the back in spray mode, shooting at the Savage Orc Biggins. And has Stock been used yet? He has not used the Stock. Doesn't really need to. He's probably going to save it till he's a little bit closer, although, I don't know, I guess he could use it to hide the Savage Orcs. That would have been pretty good. In the meantime, Faust is going to be sending the Slaanesha's Harvesters and the Cold One Knights around the far side of the formation. And you can see that the Goblin Wolf Chariots are also going to be sweeping in as well. So things are going to start getting pretty wild here as they do charge in. But the Cold One Knights are basically a direct counter. So, yeah, they can just charge the Chariots and keep them busy. But I think that King of the Dead is going to wait for the fighting to start. He should probably use his Stock ability now. The Dark Shards could definitely tear apart that Giant really, really quick. So he needs to do something, yeah. And you can see that King of the Dead is going to be falling back with the Giant, which is a pretty good choice. Keeping it back, waiting for the battle to get a little bit more saturated. Maybe he can shut down the archers at some point and then going from there. So in the back, Skarsnik's going to be lurking with the Giant. Maybe he's going to give it Stock right now. That would actually be really good. Although Slaanesha's Harvesters are swooping in. He probably needs to get some of these nasty Skulkers over there to protect the Giant, I would imagine. Dark Shards are going to be taking pot shots at the Goblin Big Boss. They're going to be attacking Skarsnik, which is a little bit ballsy. Or actually, it looks like, yeah, they're going to be going after him. These nasty Skulkers need to go smoke bomb those guys ASAP. Like, Skarsnik does not want to be back there fighting those guys. And the Skulkers are going to go. Now, Skulkers plus Skarsnik could easily probably take out the Harvesters, I would imagine. That's a lot of prison shanking. And it looks like there's going to be a buff going down as well, so Fist of Gork and Smoke Bomb. So they're Smoke Bomb now, so that's going to be a lot of damage from Warlord Skarsnik. Now, the Biggins get the Wah charge in the front line. They're going to massacre this front line. Like, these Dark Elves are just going to be just cleaved, their heads asunder. Look how fast those Savage Orc Biggins melted the Bleak Swords in the front line. So King of the Dead able to melt that front line super quick. Now the Giant's coming in. Oh, he's going to start clubbing. He's going to go to town, so he's going to be stomping on some of the Sisters and the guys in the front line. Dark Shards need to shoot that Giant. They need to kill that, because the Giant can deal with a lot of this army here. In the back, though, Skarsnik is able to fend off the Slaanesha's Harvesters with his Skulkers. Maybe committing a little bit too much into the back line. He definitely wants to pull these troops back to the main line engagement. However, it looks like it's going pretty well. Savage Orc Biggins, they kill the Bleak Swords, and they're going to kill the Dreads, or the Corsairs. The Dark Shards get swarmed. King of the Dead's Giant just pouring in here, and it's looking pretty grim for the Dark Elves, actually. I don't know. I guess they still have a ton of cav and stuff they could do something with. A rear charge on these Savage Orcs would be really, really good right now. Malekith gets attacked by the Giant, takes a little bit of a hit. Dark Riders with shields are charging in as well. So the cav of the Dark Elves are now coming in. But there's a ton of Goblin reinforcements. There's a whole battle line of Savage Orc Biggins here. And Warlord Skarsnik's coming in with the Shank. He's got his Prison Shank ready to go. It looks like the Cold One Knights might be charging the Goblins again, but the Dark Elves had a lot of stuff to deal with, like backline tools, like looking to hunt down Goblin Archers, but there were none, so I think that was pretty good. Wolf Chariots, unfortunately, get completely slapped up. The Giant getting a little bit beat up. Word of Pain going down from Malekith. Dark Elves do look to be rallying a little bit here, as the Savage Orcs are finally starting to run out of steam a little bit. Looks like a Gaze of Malice going down to the Goblins, but now Skarsnik's going to be piling in with his reinforcements. Malekith getting 2v1'd by the Orc Shaman as well as the Goblin Big Boss. Slaanesha's Harvesters are actually, these are just the standard Dark Riders, but yeah, Malekith's kind of getting whooped on. That Orc Shaman's clubbing him with that bone stick right there, for sure. Malekith, although, doing pretty good against the Goblin Big Boss, so I guess it's not as bad of a situation as it looks like, but Malekith's still taking a lot of damage. The Giant's still alive. The Reaper Bolthor for Faust has been online this entire time, and it's taken some pretty good shots at the Giant. Skarsnik's here in the front line with his Savage Orcs fighting the Hargoneth Executioners. Trixie Traps has been popped as well to give them a little bit of speed. But it looks like the Dark Elves are rallying. It was looking grim for them initially with that initial wall charge, but once the wall wore off and the Dark Elves stabilized a little bit, it's certainly gotten better. But the Black Orcs are doing good. They still have 43 models, going to be able to chop up the Dread Spears and these Corsairs. And Skarsnik, who Skarsnik's in a bit of a bad situation. He's actually surrounded by the Sisters of Singing Doom, which is like a disaster. But the Savage Orc Biggins here are just clubbing away. If you look here, they're just able to just chop these guys up. And they actually are doing pretty well against Hargoneth, even though they have a relatively poor AP. Goblin here, maybe going to be eating some Dark Elves. Let's watch for a second. Oh, no, he's just going to be ramming some of these dudes. The Goblin Wolf Chariot's coming in with the Steel Chair. The Teeth Robbers coming to rob some teeth. They now have 7 teeth. I guess 7 people's worth of teeth. And they're able to charge in there, and you can see that the Sisters of Singing Doom are actually starting to collapse, as well as the Hargoneth Executioners. The Giant for the elves, or not for the elves, excuse me, what am I talking about? For the Greenskins, or the Crooked Moon, is actually pretty beat up, 300 HP. So it looks like the Dark Elves are slowly starting to take this game here. The Teeth Robbers here are going to be charging, trying to do what they can. Savage Orcs, yeah, they're getting a little bit terrified. What is terrifying the... Oh, it's the Sisters of Singing Doom. That's what it is. Black Orc's still fighting here. They should be able to work through these Dread Spears. But the fact that the Giant has gone down and the Cold One Knights are going to chase the Shaman off the battlefield is really, really tough for the Greenskins. Anyways, Skarsnik is still fighting. Looks like he does have some support, I think. He does have a couple of the AP Gloonies, which are helping him out quite a bit. These Savage Orcs need to rally, though. He needs those guys back. The Black Orcs are also a pretty good anchor. They're holding the fight together. Now, the Bounce Pyre isn't so one-sided that he couldn't come back, and it looks like his Orc Shaman does rally. Now, if he could actually get a spell or two off before the Orc Shaman goes again, that would be really, really nice. Anyways, Hargoneth Executioners actually break here. Savage Orcs on the flanks and Nasty Skulkers are all going to be piling in. So now, yeah, those Harvesters are going to be tough to deal with. But Skarsnik's quite beastly against large targets. He does have 35 kills. Him and Gobla definitely up to the task here. Savage Orcs and the Skulkers charging in. A Smoke Bomb would be so good and tasty right now. And if he gets another Wah, that could actually potentially get him back in the game a little bit. So Wolf Chariot's coming back. Goblin's coming back. There's not a whole lot left for the Greenskins. Although this is pretty good. Yeah, getting a blob of... Savage Orcs, as long as they can survive this charge and not break, they can really chop up the Slaanesha's Harvesters. So they have anti-large and they hit like trucks against light targets. So Harvester's taking quite a bit of damage. Warlord Skarsnik a little bit left alone here, but you can see he's getting pulled back. And the Black Orcs look like they're finally going to meet their maker. So let's see if Goblet can get some feasting. Skarsnik's going to be blasting with his staff. Looks like he's taking a pot shot. Oh, and it hits Malekith right in the dome. Malekith down to 500 HP. Skarsnik needs to pull back. He's actually terrified from the Sisters again. Oh no. This could actually cost him the game. So unfortunately, Skarsnik terrified into the Dark Elf forces instead of away. Because yeah, that's really unfortunate. So that's probably going to be game right there with Skarsnik rampaging the wrong direction. I mean, the Greenskins do have a lot of stuff left. Not a lot, but enough to put up a fight here. But yeah, they really need another Wah. Like one more Wah could potentially win him the game. Or not win him, but like, get him back. It's so incredibly close, but the Dark Elves just have too much stuff left. And Skarsnik is now going to get chased off, actually. Although it was a terror route, so I think he's going to stabilize here in a second. If he could stabilize and fight Malekith, that would be pretty cool, but yeah, he's just broken. He's getting attacked. Like, yeah, that's too bad. Skarsnik could definitely beat Malekith at this point. So the Savage Orcs and everyone else are piling in. They're chopping up the Cold One Knights, but they're probably going to get slapped with army losses here. Savage Orcs don't have the best leadership, but they still did really, really well, for sure. Look at them, cleaving those guys. The Greenskins definitely have nothing to be ashamed of. They put up a great fight here. And yeah, Skarsnik's going to be running for the hills, 3 leadership. If he rallies, that's going to be so funny, because he could probably kill Malekith right now. I really hope he does rally. That'd be hilarious. Savage Orcs and other guys going to be engaging here. But the problem is Sisters of Singing Doom. Death embraces the Lord, and down goes Skarsnik to Malekith, which is a little bit tragic. But the Savage Orcs are going to get terrified instantly by the Sisters. That's why Sisters of Singing Doom are so good to include here. So well played. Well played. Damn, that was a good game. Skarsnik did well. I think there was a couple mistakes where Skarsnik ran back and chased too far, whereas if he was in the front line helping out, he probably could have killed Malekith, I think. So I think there was just a couple little engagements that went a little bit south that could have changed the tide of the game. So King of the Dead. Faust is up 1-0. All right. And it is a best of 5. So let me go ahead and get the blocker and turn that up. Now King of the Dead going to his old faithful there. That was a good one. See what they got. You go get some coffee. And hang tight, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. The last magic missile was close. Yeah, Skarsnik almost sniped Malekith. I think he did hit him. Not sure. We're going to see, guys. Chaos versus Tomb Kings. Probably going to be Ark in the Black, I would imagine. Ushopti Grapos are super good in this matchup, too. I mean, Tomb Kings has a lot of options. Chaos is going to just... Chaos always massacres the Tomb King infantry. It's just like... The Tomb Kings need to win with other means, for sure. Can't really rely on your infantry to do much against Chaos, but Chariots are options, Constructs, Tomb Scorpions, Ushopti Grapos are my personal preference of play. I like to use Ark in the Black to harass my opponent with Chariots, while the Ushopti Grapos take apart the leaders and stuff. So we could see Warp Chicken with a Final Transmutation from Faust. That could be pretty good as well. We have a lot of options here. We have a lot of options, my dudes. Yeah, all of the factions are pre-declared, so they have to play whatever they sent me before, so they don't really know the matchups beforehand, but yeah, definitely helps out quite a bit if you guys hit the like button. It helps YouTube put the video out there to people. And also, big thanks to all of you guys for your very generous donations today. I really appreciate that. It definitely helps quite a bit, and I'm sure the... and also we got a donation from Benjamin. Benjamin B. PayPal. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Really appreciate it, man. The Cackle Lord. I think Ark in the Black, although the best Cackle Lords are probably, what's his name? Heinrich Himmler. Like, his evil cackling is pretty much unrivaled. It's so good. Like, when he summons Krell or uses a spell, he's just like, eh, or the Vampire Count's Necromancer. It's so good. It's so good, guys. Looks like they're ready. Chaos is a really good faction. For sure. I honestly think Tomb Kings have a good matchup here, especially if you're a Tomb King main. King of the Dead's build is a little bit unusual compared to what I'm used to seeing in this matchup, but it's still quite good. Yeah, it's quite unique. You guys are going to like it. There's a unit here that you don't see terribly often. A tourney where you pick your opponent's factions. That would be pretty funny. Like, you know, a tournament where you pick your opponent's faction, so you just like know what they hate to play and you just make them play it. For me, it'd be pretty easy. People would just pick like out the elf factions. God. Yeah. Although I would say I'm pretty well rounded. That's kind of one of my bigger strengths. Like, I might not be Chaos. I'm like, I know I have complete mastery over Chaos, but the other factions I'm like pretty even keel on most of them. Yeah. When he says, "Where's Krell?" The Janet on occasion says, also when he says, "Where's Krell?" he seems really senile. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he kind of does, actually. Yeah. I want to do an autogen tournament, too, but the problem with autogen tournaments is it's so hard to enforce people actually autogenning and not cheating and re-rolling their armies when they're unhappy. Because I can't watch, right? So I can't see if they're just going with the first army they pick. They could easily just switch, you know, it's like, or like make a last-minute change that I can't see. Because I can only see one person's. Valnir, yeah, I did. When I was at Creative Assembly's office last time, I talked to them about a ton of multiplayer stuff, which it seemed they actually listened to. And it might be getting implemented in the future. Blind picks was one of those things, so hopefully we'll get that someday. Don't pick this game and I will lose. Lady Turin doesn't play Total War too much. She's played a couple times, but she's mostly plays horror games and things like that. She knows the basics, though. She knows all the characters, too, and like everything. Chaos is pretty manly for sure. If you were playing against me and you picked rats, you would probably win, or you'd have a pretty good chance. I actually think this is a good matchup for Tomb Kings. I usually do very well against Chaos here. I mean, it depends. I guess if I'm playing like a top tier player, it might be hard, but I mean, I think Ushopti Grapos and like some of the constructs are really, really good against the big. Like, if you just have two Ushopti Grapos sitting on Kolek, you're like harassing with chariots. I mean, I guess Chaos does have Marauder Horsemen too that can do really well against your chariots. I mean, the Chaos Infantry annihilates you, which is hard. So you have to win with your other tools and have pretty good micro. Hey, I'll take it. I would totally be Bilbo Baggins. Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as the armies go, here for the Tomb Kings, we have a front line of the Tomb Guard. Looks like in total we do have 3. We also have Skeleton Warriors on the flanks. and a couple groups of skeleton chariots, which are always going to be pretty good against marauders and like chaff units, which Faust does have. On top of that, rear charging with them into heavy infantry can be okay as well. 2 groups of archers to probably take out Kolek, so he has the Blessed Legion of Demonetization, as well as the skeleton archers. King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion, spears in the back. And here's something you don't see every day. He does have the Eyes of the Desert. So these guys are anti-large specialists, anti-large armor piercing. They also have ranged attacks, which are armor piercing and poison. So I'm really eager to see how King of the Dead is able to use these guys. It's going to be quite interesting. Arc in the Black, the most competitive choice by far. He has Spirit Leech and the Fate of Buna. So Fate of Buna is going to be going down on Chosen, most likely, or any other elite targets, and then Spirit Leech on Kolek. 2 Tomb Princes, which are both anti-large armor-piercing specialists. Definitely pretty solid. I mean, if he can isolate Kolek with these 3 units and Spirit Leech him, he could kill him very, very quickly. And that's pretty much it for his army. Going to be chariots on the mobility game, but aside from that, very defensive here, using the skeleton archers to take out those high-value targets. And for the Forces of Chaos, a couple Marauders in the front line with Chosen. So he does have Chosen. Yeah, 2 groups of the Shielded Chosen, which are pretty damn good. They're really tough to kill. Granted, I think the Grey Weapons can be okay too against Constructs, but yeah, these guys are just such monsters. God damn, look how cool their shields look. Chaos Warriors are so cool. In the back, he does have Chaos Warriors with Halberds to help against Construct play. Marauder Horseman, Kolek, he does also have a Shadowcaster. So the Shadowcaster can go for a DPS kit or kind of a kit that's designed for dueling, and this one is for dueling. It has Enfeebling Foe, Mind Razor, and Melkoths, which is going to be really good. Mind Razor, of course, does buff your Kolek up or whatever else is fighting, and then the Enfeebling Foe you do on the enemy lord or hero. So make sure they're not waiting for me. Say good luck, and we shall do it. It's the final countdown. Giants are great. Giants are a lot of fun. Mixing in a wild giant every time can definitely screw things up. So what do you guys think? What are your predictions? I personally think the Chaos Army is... Okay, so the Chaos Army has... Oh, Chaos Knights with Lances. That's going to be really good against Chariots. I feel like the Chaos Army has a slight advantage. For sure. Because if the Chaos Infantry are able to just engage unimpeded, they're just going to massacre that front line. And then from there, the other troops are going to get bogged down. Ushabti are a little bit better, I think, than Skeleton Archers. Because Ushabti can fall back and shoot. They can outrun infantry. They're not going to collapse as soon as your infantry collapses, right? I think that's a little something. If Faust is on top of his game, what he's going to be doing is he's just going to be grabbing the Chaos Knights with Lances and screening out the chariots. So wherever the chariots go, he's going to be following, just waiting in the shadows, and potentially doing some really, really good work. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Skeleton Archers, not too many good targets at first. I mean, their only target really is going to be the Horseman plus Kolek. And the Chaos Knights with Lances might come in. I mean, a Lance charge against Tomb Guard with the Lance's couch just full chub is going to be pretty tough for sure. And you can see the Tomb King's skeleton chariots are going to be used in the front line. They can't really go out too much. The Blessed Legion is going to be taking pot shots at the Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Not a bad choice. Chosen to have shields, so it's not necessarily the best. Eyes of the Desert are also really good against Chaos Knights. The chariots do charge in, but Faust is just on point today. He just gets a great counter charge. Those Chaos Knights shutting down the chariot play initially, doing some really good damage and also supporting his infantry. So now the Tomb Princes are going to be going in. Eyes of the Desert also pull in, but Faust does pull back. He's being very conservative with Kolek, which is actually not a bad idea. He's like purposely leaving him back there because he knows his front line is going to win. That's actually really cool. I like that play. Very, very cautious stuff. Beta Bunit's going to be going down on the Chosen from King of the Dead, which is going to help quite a bit. It does get him down to about half health there. And the Skeleton Archers just shooting. Honestly, I would probably shoot the Marauder Horsemasters in the back. Those guys are the juiciest target. Oh, and another wreck charge coming in from the Knights. This is just going to bully this formation. Talk about overkill. You have Chosen, and then you have Chaos Knights with Lances, which are basically mounted Chosen, coming in and just full beastly damage. Those Tomb Guard just in really, really bad shape. In the meantime, Chaos Marauders are going to be swarming around the flanks. So King of the Dead is going to need to get some of his defensive tools here, and you can see that the Eyes of the Desert are going to be shooting their missile attacks here at the Marauder Horsemen. Very, very lackluster, though. Kolek has engaged in the front line, so all missiles should switch onto Kolek now, so the Blessed Legion, as well as the Eyes of the Desert and the Skeleton Archers, they all need to just shoot Kolek. He needs to go down if you want any chance of beating Chaos here. So very good engagement by King. He's able to get those two guys on the Kolek. But again, Faust is really on point. Every time that there's like a reaction, he pulls back very, very quickly. So very well played to him. King of the Desert, or King of the Desert, it might as well be. King of the Dead in the back is able to kill those Marauder Horsemen. It's a very nice grab for him with the King to catch his Scorpion Legion, but Chaos is starting to pour through. They're seeping through the warp here, and you can see that they're going to be getting in. And yeah, these Chosen are going to be tough to kill. 59 of them. And that was the group that got Fate Abunted. Now, on top of those Chosen, there's another group of fat, erect Chosen. 59 models. They've lost 1 in this fight against Tomb Guard. Absolute insanity, but beautiful chariot play by King of the Dead here. He's able to pile in. He does summon some Ushapti in the back line, which are going to rear charge these Chaos Warriors. I might have used the Ushapti a little bit more defensively, though. Although, good play here. You got his Skeleton Archers back online. But look at this, guys. Kolek is full health. Granted, he still does have his Tomb Guard plus Arkan. So they could do pretty well for sure. I mean, they should probably pull back from fighting these Chosen. And he does have the Eyes of the Desert, which are in pretty good health. He has King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion in reserve. He's going to be using the ranged attacks maybe on these guys. Yeah, oh man, this is a lot of Chaos Infantry pouring through, though. That's going to be really tough to handle. So King of the Dead is going to be grabbing his chariots, but Kolek clubs a chariot as they go through, and he's going to be force pathing into these Chosen right here, which is going to be pretty good. Definitely disrupting them. He needs to slow the charge so they can't catch these Skeleton Archers. Because these Archers, if the battle keeps going on, are going to be instrumental in killing Kolek. So I would probably grab the Eyes of the Desert and have them attack the Chosen, because then they're going to poison them. You can pull back the Archers and start shooting them. I think that would be a really, really good play. A Fate of Buna going down. Really good stuff here from King of the Dead. He's able to Buna those Chaos Knights, so the battle's still really even, actually. Both players doing quite well. Over here we do have Arkan the Black, who summons Skeletons. Very solid play. He summons his Skeletons, he mucks up the Halberds, which allows him to focus on Kolek, but Kolek is just spanking Arkan the Black, just straight up spanking him. It's just not going well for him. The Archers, though, are getting some really good Overwatch fire on the Chaos Chariots. Now, on the Chaos Knights, and once the Chaos Knights are out of shape or out of commission, that's going to allow the Skeleton Archers to have, or the Chariots to have relatively free range, which I think would be pretty good. So, we do have looks like the Tomb Prince in here who's fighting. He does have the Tomb Strike as well. And Kolek is getting pushed off a little bit, but there's a ton of Chaos Infantry here. But what's really cool about the Tomb King situation is they're slowly kind of securing the open fields a little bit. The Eyes of the Desert here do pile onto the Marauder Horsemen, should be able to kill those guys, but the Chosen are just constantly chasing them, which is going to be such a nightmare. And Kolek gets into the Skeleton Archers. These Marauder Horsefasters, if I were Faust, I'd probably want to charge those guys into the Blessed Legion right now. You could pretty much kill like half those guys, and it looks like he's going to. So Faust is literally just on point, just charging in, going to be doing huge damage. And here comes the balls deep charge into the Skeletons. Kolek sandwiching him, and now Kolek's going to have an easy time killing the Eyes of the Desert. So Eyes of the Desert are anti-large. Armor piercing, very good against Kolek on paper, but if they're surrounded and attacked by like other units, look at the Chosen. The Chosen are just piling in and killing everything. Yeah, I use that term so much, piling in, but I've been playing a ton of 40k, so I guess that's part of the deal. But Bounce of Power is still even. Both players are just scrapping to the bitter end. King of the Dead dropping a fat Spirit Leech right here on Kolek, which is going to be quite useful. Chariots are in okay shape. Looks like there's a couple left. As far as kills, we do have 57 kills on this Skeleton Chariot right here. This is pretty bad for King of the Dead, though. He does have a Tomb Prince, which is like trapped in a bunch of elite infantry. Oh, and Kolek just clubbing that chariot. But they are going to get a charge over here. King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion applying poison to all of these troops. And it looks like Melkos is going to be used to try and slow those guys down. But Arkan needs to be careful. Oh, Arkan, what are you doing? No, no, you do not want this. So Kolek comes in. Kolek's just going to be doing the work right here. Oh, man, that was probably a bit of a mistake charging Arkan in there. Arkan triggers, gets its curse triggered, which is, I guess that's kind of the upside of things here. It's going to do a massive AoE damage to everyone, but Kolek is just annihilating Arkan. The Libra Mortis is pretty much the only thing that's saving him from death right now. But Bounce Power is slowly going in the favor of Chaos, but you can see it's like creeping back towards the Tomb Kings. Arkan the Black needs to get out of there. He needs more Spirit Leeches. He does summon a ton of Skeletons here, which is going to be great. Kolek's getting pretty beat up, but man, if these Chariots could get over there and help out and peel those Chosen, because he needs these Skeleton Archers so bad to pick off Kolek. Like, they would be so useful right now, but unfortunately, like, had those been like Ushapti, they could have outrun those guys and shoot, right? But oh, look at this. King of the Dead gets like almost a full surround on Kolek, and Kolek is out of control from the Cursed Jaf, so that's really, really good play from the Tomb Princes here. And Kolek's getting taken out by the Tomb Princes. He's rampaging, his melee attack is lowered. Just extremely close game right here, just insanity. The Tomb Princes here are just doing a ton of work, and you can see the Archers are able to shoot in for the first time. Chaos Infantry are all out of control, but the Chosen are finally able to get into the cookie jar. So the Chosen kill those Archers. The Blessed Legion is still trying to run, but the Chosen are hot in pursuit. Which, I guess Chaos doesn't have too many options. I'd probably get the Chosen and send them into the main fight, and then maybe just chase them with some of these halberds once they rally or something. But guys, King of the Dead actually kills Kolek pretty much. Now, if King is able to detach and chase Kolek off the battlefield, that could potentially be enough to get him back in the game. But if Kolek does rally and he's able to secure himself on top of some of his Chosen, that could be a little bit tough. Yeah, Kolek was too far away at this point, so I understand why he pulled back. So he's going in with the Tomb Princes, some of these other troops. The Chosen are just fighting tooth and nail in here, up to 134 kills. You can see the Chaos Sorcerer with the Lord of Shadows is also in here, but again, he's on foot actually, so he's not going to be a large target. Oh no, Dad's coming back. Look, Dad's coming back from work. He's pissed. He's hungry. He's going to be coming after these high-value targets here in the middle. But man, this has just been amazing. We've had some really damn good games today, guys. This is nuts. But King of the Dead is rallying. He's coming back. The balance of power is actually now in his favor. Chosen are fighting. They're doing their thing. They're working things down, but the King can catch the Scorpion Legion aren't no scrubs. Oh no, but if Arkin gets clubbed here by Kolek, that could be it. Oh, don't overextend Kolek. Kolek might need overextend a little bit. He needs to snipe one of these guys out. Just pull back, charge back in. Pull back, charge back in. But the Blessed Legion is actually online now, so they can shoot Kolek. But it looks like Kolek's going to be coming in. He needs to get these halberds back as well and have those guys help out. So here comes the Blessed Legion's fate. Going to be met by the Glorious Shaggoth. But guys, this could be it. We got 40 Chosen fighting the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. This is just such a good game. This is such a good game. Here comes the final fight, though. The Tomb Prince is coming in. Kolek is in the wrong neighborhood. He might as well fight. He's not going to get away. Spirit Leech going down, and that's going to probably be it for Kolek. And King of the Dead is just scrapping, and down goes the Dragon Ogre. So Kolek falls. The two Tomb Princes are able to do some really good work here. And now they're going to be charging in, most likely, just picking off the remainders of the Chaos. Now, Chaos does have a ton of Chosen left. The King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion is going to fall, but I think the Chosen are going to fall to the fire in the back here. And Ark in the Black summons some Skeletons, which is very helpful. It's going to muck up these halberds, allow these Tomb Princes to kill them. I think that the Tomb Princes are going to be able to solo these Chosen here with the support of a couple Skeletons. Blessed Legion of Demonetization shooting into the blob here. Wow. I mean, he didn't move the halberds for like 30 seconds. It's not a big misplay. I mean, yeah, it didn't make too big of a difference. The Blessed Legion here going to be getting chased by the Chosen, which is pretty good. But the double Tomb Princes, that's going to be really tough to handle, guys. But never underestimate Chosen. I've seen them pull out games like this. The Nikesh's Scorpion Legion pretty close to going down here. They have really high melee defense at 41. This is an insane game. I know King of the Dead is a Tomb King main, so if anyone's going to pull out a game like this, it's going to be him. I know. This is just such a good game. So now the Skeleton Warriors that Arkin summoned are coming back in. 150 or actually 140 after the fighting. Tomb Princes should be able to kill these Chosen pretty easily. Chosen are pretty low HP. And, oh, is that going to be it? Looks like a mass rout going down. I don't think there's any other Chaos Forces coming back. Ark in the Black is just chasing off routing units, which is probably his best choice. And that's it. What a game. What a game. Kolek tripped over the ground. It kind of did look like he tripped. So King of the Dead with an amazing comeback in a matchup which was looking so bad for him in the beginning. Chaos was like doing everything. Oh, Faust played so good that game too. Like in the beginning, his knight play was good. He countered the chariots. He was just rear charging with stuff. Like he was on point. Damn. That was a really great game, guys. Well played to King and Faust. These guys are putting on a show. And remember, guys, 25% of all on-stream donations do go to the winner. So whoever wins this is going to be getting 25% of whatever's been donated so far. After YouTube takes their cut, of course. So big thanks to all of you guys. We got quite a few today, actually. Man, oh man, that was a good game. Yeah, the curse was really good. I thought that was, damn, that was amazing. GG. 1-1 in this best of 5. Archaon just kind of sucks. Yeah, he's just not very good. He's overpriced, to be honest. And Lower Fire's okay, I guess, but... Zach, wait, you just missed like one of the best games we've had on these streams. Yeah. Arkin did Swiggity Sweetie. Jonah Lynn Porter, I was wrong. Beautiful Tomb King play. Well, thank you for the donation, man.
Nice and hot.
Thank you so much.
Spicy meat.
Yeah, donate a spare hand. I'm actually doing physical therapy now. My hand's doing okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, I can put almost 2 videos out a day and stream for you guys once or twice a week, so could be worse, right? What do you think of the idea 2K Gold Reserve uses reinforcements in the game to... Yeah, send me a Discord message about that, Modern Savagery. Yeah. So Bretonnia versus Norska. Now, this is a matchup that's very, very good for Norska. But Bretonnia can win this if they mix things up. Now, what you do with Bretonnia to win this matchup... Hang on. And we'll get the blocker. It meets back on the menus, boys. I'm not sure. Probably not, because most people will just come back and watch the tournament, so I don't want them to have to watch the same one again. Yeah. Palpatine's here. King's Army looks pretty meta. Faust can win this, but it's going to be very tough. He needs to bring something unorthodox. You need to expect heavy infantry, and you need to expect Famir. And if you deal with the Famir, you should be fine. Granted, King of the Dead might pull a curveball. He plays the weirdest builds, I'm telling you. Yeah. You know, honestly, the thing that really aggravates my wrist is painting 40k, which is one of my favorite things, which really sucks. I have the Palpatine up there, right? Yeah, Palpatine's up. We're good. Yeah. Yeah, I got 6 weeks of physical therapy right now. Yeah, so I'm going twice a week. I have one tomorrow, actually. Like a large funds tournament? Well, I try to do whatever I can to avoid lag issues, and you know, playing on large funds is gonna be a little bit tough. Second, guys. Making sure everything's good with the connection. Yeah, good. You're looking good, my dudes. Yeah. Benjamin Glover says, greetings from the UK, Turin. Found the channel 3 days ago, and I think I've watched almost everything. Wow. Yeah, my old videos are very cringy, but hopefully they still provide you with some level of enjoyment. The problem with watching old videos is the meta information isn't pertinent at all, so... Yeah. Yeah, Palpatine's pretty creepy. That's Palpatine from the original Star Wars, actually. You know, I didn't know for the longest time that it was the same actor. Pretty bonkers, actually. Shoulders cracking. All kinds of madness going down. We got Indie Pride and Milk and Cookies Total War hanging out. A duel tournament. I don't know if like a whole. If I were to do like a duel tournament, like or a duel, it would probably be a video. If it's going to be like Lords and Bodyguards only, because it's like that's not enough to like fill up a full stream in my opinion. Tomb Kings are so good, guys. King of the Dead has the strangest build I've seen in quite some time. It is very strange. It is not what you expect. It's not what anyone would expect. Traditional Bretonnia would actually be super good against this build. Like if you went with like Grail Knights and yeah, you guys are in for a treat. King definitely wants to be the hero of the people. Oh yeah, the Sons of Sigmar tribute's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, he's an old man in makeup, and then yeah. King Louis good. I would say King Lewin is viable, but 19 Peasants is not viable. Got Lore Master of Sotek back. Sotek, you actually just missed a crazy game. That was probably one of the closest games we've ever had on the Flash tournaments here. So, the King of the Dead is ready. Faust is thinking deeply about this matchup, which is very hard for Bretonnia traditionally. The King of the Dead said his heart is pumping from the last game. Oh man. Benjamin says, I don't own the game, but I'm obsessed. Just spent $2,000 on a gaming laptop to play. Right on, man. It's a really fun game. Seriously, the campaign's like, if I didn't have my hand problems, I would just sit and mindlessly play a campaign. Like, it's so fun. It's just, I have to be very selective with my time. Yeah, absolutely. Sotek had a meeting. How dare you, Sotek? Yeah, I'm eager to see what Bretonnia's going to do. I mean, they can mix it up and go like mass infantry, so Bretonnia can get like a ton of foot squires and like Fey Enchantress and halberds and just kind of like have a Helm's Deep type play. But I think like not bringing Bretonnian cab is it's just kind of neutering yourself because their cab are like so good, right? But the lizards will return one day. Yes, they will. They will. Yeah, it's Dwarf Fury, so I'll probably add polls in. I know that like there's all kinds of fancy integrations you can do with like Streamlabs and stuff, but Turin and Spartan? You mean Spartacus? King is one of the late game professionals. Yeah. Yeah, I can play campaign lefty, but I like to fight the battles, Jeff. Unfortunately, that's kind of the bigger issue. We're gonna go record one after this. Italian and I are gonna play another episode of our head-to-head campaign. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying that. Going Britannia without 5 peasants is heresy. Faust says, yes, let's try this. So guys, we're here with game 3, which is going to be a showdown between Norska and the peasants of Bretonnia. Bretonnia is known for its peasants as well. Yeah, Italian Spartacus had his Warpstone Cup yesterday, so he started that I think a week or two ago, or 2 weeks ago. He started putting on tournaments as well, which are very fun to watch. It's the same format as this, so if you guys are looking for more of the same, make sure to more of the same format. Make sure to go check out Italian Spartacus. He's doing the tournaments as well. All right, Grail Reliquary. You don't see the Grail Reliquaries too much, or Reliquary. Please don't show us 19 Marauder Horsemen with axe. I'm gonna have a nightmare trauma from the first campaign. Yeah, I hear you on that. I remember playing Archaon in the first one of my first campaigns was Archaon, and I was like, oh god, this is so annoying. It's like there's hordes of throwing axes, and when the AI is controlling them, it's like they just run in all directions, and it's just like, oh god, it's the worst. Yeah, the head-to-head is so much fun. Sly, oh my god, Sly is so great. In my head-to-head with Spartacus, he's just like chain killing his caster. It's so funny. All right, so here you go, guys. Here's the big secret. So King of the Dead is going to be playing Norska. He does have 2 Frostworms. 2 Frostworms. He's got 2 Frostworms, which is going to be super interesting. The breath attacks will be very good against the Knights, but aside from that, they get dumpstered by Bretonnian Knights in combat. So he's going to have to like use them amongst his troops. He can't let them get isolated out in the open field. Front line is going to be Marauder Spearmen. Secondary line, Iceworm Marauders and Berserkers to chop up the infantry. Skinwolves in the back. He does have the Beast of Tashnar on the far side. Or I think, does he have them somewhere? No, just Norscan Hounds, actually. So he's just going to be chasing down Peasant Archers and other things with those guys. But I doubt they're going to be able to get around the Knights. On top of that, he does have actually the Beast of Tashnar up in the forest here. Throg for his Lord, as well as a Deathcaster with Fate of Buna against the Heavy Knights. And that's going to be it. It's going to be pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to do against his Bretonnian army, but let's look. So Bretonnia, who's going to be controlled by Faust, does have Peasant Mobs. He's got Foot Squires. He does have Halberds, Men-at-Arms with Polearms. One here and one here. Peasant Archers in the far back, and then a Fey Enchantress with the Earthblood and Regrowth. And on top of that, it looks like there's going to be a Grail Reliquary as well. So he's going to be getting that anti-terror bomb in the middle. For his Knights, he does have Grail Knights. He's got the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lys, as well as the Questing Knights. So definitely pretty good Knights. I mean, Grail Knights will trash can Frostworms. Like, if they were to fight head-to-head, the Frostworm would just get massacred. Like, it would maybe get the Grail Knights to like 80%, 70%. The Questing Knights will be pretty good at charging infantry, Berserkers, same with the Defenders, but yeah. I mean, Bretonnia has all the tools it needs to win here. I actually think the Bretonnian army is a little bit more, like, has the advantage initially, just looking at the compositions and everything. So we'll certainly see how it goes. I know, Iceworms, right? It's madness. Mobs of Savagery are very expensive. I still think they're okay, but you don't see them too much. Mammoths are so terrible. Ugh, Mammoths are the worst units. Oh, are there peasants? There's peasants, dude. You guys got peasant mobs in the front. Look, there's 2 peasant mobs leading the charge. Yeah. Good positioning here. He was on the low ground, but might as well take this high ground position, so at least he's not going to like get kind of surrounded with some Norskins up here in the hill. Knights on the far side, Grail Knights, I'd probably keep those guys a little bit high and tight to the army. I guess he's probably expecting Famir, though, so he's not terribly worried about like flying threats. Questing Knights, I suppose, could put up a fight against the Dragons as well, so there is some give and take. Yeah. Here we go, guys. Showtime, I think. Oh. Let's see what they got. Fey Enchantress, of course, going to be the better choice here for Bretonnia. King Louis is decent against Famir and stuff, but Fey Enchantress is too good to pass up on. Healing, AoE, more Dissension effects, a free bomb spell with the Chalice of Potions. It's I'll be very impressed if King wins this. I think the Bretonnian army is very well rounded. It has answers for most of the threats. He has halberds, he has archers. This army would be good against Famir as well. I mean, he has a secondary line of halberds to intercept the Famir once they get through the front. He's got peasant archers. And the Dragon's immediately going to be going towards the Knights. So you can see the battle's underway. King of the Dead is going to be trolling about with his Frostworms here. I hear some drunk people yelling and squealing next door, which is always a good time. Yeah, Frostworms might go directly for the Ground Knights. I wonder if they will. Yeah. They're probably going to go for breath attacks to try and get some freebies there. I don't see them taking those fights head on because Grail Knights are like designed to kill monsters like this. The rest of the Norscan army is advancing. The Peasant Archers are going to be pretty destructive against the Marauders here. Can definitely do some very, very good damage. Marauders have no missile mitigation, right? So they're pretty vulnerable targets for sure. But the double Frostworm is a balls deep strategy. I've seen him do it before, actually. In one of the first tournaments we had King of the Dead playing, he used double frost worms. I can't remember how the game went, though. I think it was okay. But anyways, the Knights are going to be coming here. They could get a free charge on the Spearmen. There's no, I guess there is Frostbite on the Dragons, though, so he has to be careful about that. But honestly, I wouldn't mind taking a free charge into the Ice Wolves, or into the Ice Worm Marauders here on the flank. I think that'd be pretty cool. So you charge in one, right? Oh, and look at that. Oh, the Dragons are going in. That is so risky. So yeah, the Dragons go in. The other Knights of Bretonnia charge in. These Knights might as well fight. Get a Fey Enchantress regrowth. Get in there, fight. Yeah, just get in there. Go. Go, go, go. Those Knights will do very well, but it looks like they're kind of like staggered in some... Oh, and a Fate of Buna going down as well. So immediately the two Dragons doing very well, and the Beasts of Tashnar coming in. And for some reason they're like... It says they're moving fast. Oh, it's the Frostbite. Oh, does Frostbite stack? They have 22 speed right now. Man, brutal stuff. So Norska just devours those Knights. Oh my god, the Frostbite plus the Fate of Buna was just disgusting. These Grail Knights need to get back right now, though. They do not want to be fighting in here. This is like straight up disaster. And look at the Norscan hordes just swarming in there. And he's committing a lot of Knights to this. I don't know if that's the right play. Anyways, the Archers are shooting in at the Ice Worm Marauders. The rest of the hordes are pushing forward. Western Knights will be charging on the far side. Going to be going after the Marauder Berserkers. Here comes the Bretonnian Knight charge. Devastating stuff. Those Berserkers just getting swiggity-swootied. Not as much damage as you think, though, but they are questing Knights, so... looks like we do have a pretty big pit fight, but both of the Grail Knights are pretty much offline right there. So that was a pretty good little alpha strike. Peasants pushing in as well. Halberds pushing in. All right, guys. I really think that considering the Grail Knight usage there was a little bit sloppy and they were caught out in the open. Yeah, the Fate of Buna. I don't know. It's going to be really hard for Bretonnia to come back from that. I mean, the Norskins should have a pretty good situation here in the front line. And the Quest Knights are in sustained combat versus Berserkers and Spears. They need to pull back as well, get up and away here. So perhaps Faust a little bit battle shocked by what just happened to his Grail Knights. That the Dragons are now going to get into the back line, and they're just going to go in on these guys. I know, wasn't that crazy? That was just madness. So a little bit of rough play from the Grail Knights, underestimating the Frostworms, but had the Grail Knights been used defensively to countercharge them in this situation, I think they would have been in pretty good shape. Now, these Quest Knights going to be pulling back in to help out against the Dragons. There are some Grail Knights coming back in. Looks like over here we do have the Defenders of Flare de Lis, who do engage the Norscan Hounds, which isn't a bad usage. They should be able to clean those guys up. Skin Wolves coming back in. This Frostworm is being attacked by Halberds. We definitely like to see the Quest Knights get back in and maybe help out with these guys. But the mainline fight's going okay. Fey Enchantress getting clubbed by Throg, which is a little bit tough. Faust is kind of stabilizing a little bit. Bounce of Power is in the favor of Norska, but he needs to get Fey Enchantress out of here for sure. Oh no, oh no. And the Frostworms see the Fey Enchantress that is a little bit kind of exposed right now. She's trying to give that Mortis Engine effect, but oh no, the double Dragons. Oh no, Fey Enchantress is just going to get massacred right now. So you can see here that the... I need to go shut my door. The dogs are going ham. But the Fey Enchantress somehow doesn't take too much damage from those two Frostworms right there, and she's able to kind of squeak away a little bit. The Peasant Archers are shooting at the Skin Wolves, which is a very, very good situation. They are weak to fire. And it looks like some Knights over here, the Grail Knights, are doing their thing with the Defenders. So they're actually able to kill the Skin Wolves. Now, Faust kind of clawing his way back into the game a little bit. He does have some Men-at-Arms with polearms kind of holding back the Norscan Tides, but inevitably those Berserkers will do a pretty good job kind of clearing up shop right there. Frostworms, though, are still free range, and Throg is actually getting a little bit beat up because he is fighting amongst the Beast Slayers of Bastion, who all do have anti-large and armor piercing. Yeah, look at this. Okay, yeah, so Indie Pride is actually mentioning, and something I missed, is that the Frostworms do have an aura on top of that. So, oh yeah, the chilling aura, so 36%. So that's why the Knights were down to a very, very slow speed ratio. So thanks, Indie Pride, for sharing that. I totally forgot about that mechanic. But yeah, the Frostworms here are pretty much running amok. There's going to be a pretty good cab charge here on the flank, charging into some of these very exposed Norscan troops. Skin Wolves are still running around just like the frenzied beasts they are. So yeah, that was a really powerful snipe with the Dragons, catching those Knights out of position. So the Bretonnians are basically in full route, and the double Frostworm is going to do it. Oh my gosh. That worked. That worked really well. I don't think Faust was expecting the Dragons to alpha strike that hard with the Fate of Buna and the slows. God damn, that was cool. Nobody expects the Frostworm Inquisition. All hail the Death Guard. Tell me about it. Full score. King of the Dead up to 2-1. So if King wins this, it's over. Yeah, the Grail Knight lost. He should have kept them defensively. Aside from that, Faust played well, but when he did lose the Grail Knights, that was too much of a big mistake to come back from. So, well played. All right, here we go. We're on Eschen. Yes, guys. That was really cool, right? Alpha Strike. That was brutal, that Norscan Swarm. Yeah. I really thought Bretonnia, I think, had an army that was well equipped, but the fact that he let his Knights get taken in the open was away from support was pretty rough. He needed a regrowth. He needed to get the counter charge or have some spears nearby. It was just it was not good. Yeah, but hey, everyone makes mistakes, you know. Everyone makes mistakes. Never doubt the double dragon, says King of the Dead. Oh, that's really funny. Beastmen versus High Elves in the last game here. Yeah, those Frostworms gave him the business. I'm going to go shut the door, just because the dogs are barking at some of my neighbors, so. Now we're back. So, Beastman, getting pretty good play today. King of the Dead's build, definitely quite fun. We got some stuff in there. I don't want to spoil anything. Baconator. Gonna be really fun. So Michael says, in China, it's 5:50 a.m. No sleep, no excuses. Dude, I love it. Thank you guys for joining today. Been quite a bit of fun to hang with everyone. Always a highlight of my week. I really look forward to the Sunday streams, just kind of kicking it with you guys. It's probably one of my favorite days of the week, so. You should have countered with the Blessed Field Trebuchet. Or Furious, of course, not liking seeing elves. Beastmen have a pretty good matchup versus elves, though. I think Beastmen can do very well here. Cygors are just so good. Yeah, pretty good. Vestigors do pretty well in the front line versus High Elf Infantry. Their initial charge against is really good at removing the martial mastery or prowess. So there is that. Start when ready. King of the Dead seems like he had a build preloaded. Actually, he just went straight to a build there. Have you seen an Nurgle army? Yeah. Oh, I'm really excited for the announcement this week. Hell yeah, guys. So we're on the second coffee of the day. Let's see. Yeah, you think the Beastmen are... I think Beastmen have a pretty good matchup here. So Adam says, nothing says fantasy like a knight in shining armor doing battle with a monster. Yeah, that's pretty true. I would agree with that. It's 12 in the night and I have school tomorrow. Still worth the watch. Albin, glad to hear, man. I think that, honestly, I'm a Beastman. Beastmen are one of my main races. I feel very comfortable with them, but against High Elves, like, I don't feel stressed, like, ever. What are they going to do? Like a Walmart dragon? Or a dragon? The dragons get picked apart by Centaurs with throwing axes. Their infantry. I mean, I guess Dragon Princes can be pretty good, but you can usually kite them out and force them into bad situations. Ratbag says that my grandmother said you look like a warlock. Why do I look like a warlock? Your grandma is awesome, by the way, for calling me a warlock. Let's just firstly establish that. Tell her I say she's awesome. Coffee does equal micro. You know, Mr. Spaghetti, if you were here, I would make you a coffee for sure. Whenever I have company, I offer to make them coffee. This is the best of 5, so if King wins this, it's over. Oh, man. A Gorgon? Yeah, I expect a Gorgon and a Jabberslythe. And a Doombull. This is the finals. Yeah, we're in the finals here, guys. I know it's getting a little bit late. It's been a long tournament, but thank you guys for sticking around. I always say I'm going to start earlier to keep you guys from having to stay up all night, but unfortunately, I stay up really late at night. So, Lady Turn and I are night owls. Adam, I didn't read the whole quote. Okay, let me scroll up. Oh, okay. So nothing says fantasy like a knight in shining armor doing battle with a monster. Nothing says Warhammer like a monster vomiting on a knight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm so down to be a warlock. Yeah, I would probably do a Beastman guide someday. I kind of like want to... Yeah. Yeah, I could do a Beastman guide, for sure. I feel pretty comfortable with them. It's only midnight, that's right. That's the attitude. Well, Spaghetti, just before you make yourself a cup of coffee, realize that this potentially could be the last game, so the stream would be ending after that. Just a grain of salt there. All right. Here we go. Dude, I stay up to like, Anna and I stay up to like 3 or 4 every night. No, I prefer the vanilla experience. I mean, Steel Faith overall is cool and all, but I prefer the vanilla experience. It's what the game is. It's what the ladder is designed for. It's what the competitive community plays. There's no reason for me to play Steel Faith and get knowledgeable about it. I mean, it does add some different stuff and changes the game, but I'm happy with how the game is now. Like, I enjoy it quite a bit. Okay, so let's get rid of the blocker here. I feel like Steel Faith would be really cool for like a campaign or something. All right, so as far as the armies go for King of the Dead here in the front line, a couple Bestigor herds, definitely a very solid choice. They'll beat White Lions, they'll beat Spearmen. They will lose to Swordmasters, but again, they put a good dent in them because their charge bonus when they have their Frenzy active when the battle starts is actually pretty damn good. Good weapon strength, solid stats. The Korok's Banner is always very good against the High Elves as well, against Dragon Princes and big monsters. He's got Spearmen on the flank, so 2 groups of Spearmen. He does also have a Cygor, so Cygors are so good against High Elves. You just sit them on elite infantry and they're just going to be cackling and rubbing their hands together all day. On top of that, there's Ungor Raiders. He does have a Deathcaster as well, which is pretty standard competitive stuff. Morka the Shadowgave, and Baconators. So this is something we don't see terribly often. Check this out. We do have a Razor Gore herd. So we got 2 of those bad boys, which are going to be really fun to see them in action. So we're going to be watching this Bacon closely throughout the game here. Destroyers of Drakewald in the back, Centaurs, and that's it. So a very different army than I would bring. I personally am a huge fan of Centaurs with throwing axes, and he did not bring any. He's just going to be using the Cygor and the Baconators and his infantry. Pretty cool stuff. And for the High Elves, in Faust, he does have the Frostheart Phoenix, which I like. Faust's Terror, it's very fast. It has AoE debuffs, which lower melee attack of nearby troops. So beautiful stuff here. I like that quite a bit. Spearmen in the front line, White Lions in the secondary line. A very good tactic as well. You don't want White Lions to be taking the initial charge of the Bestigors, but if they fight the Bestigors outside of the initial charge, White Lions can actually trade upward very well. Archers here, he does have the Spearmen in the back. He does have Illyrian Reavers, the Fireborn. So he's going to really have to get a heal off of some sort. So Teclis needs to regrowth these guys as soon as they get Fate Bunoed, because there's going to be a fat erect Fate Bune on them. Dragon Princes here, Illyrian Reavers here, and Teclis with Nets, Enfeebling Foe and Regrowth. Nobles. And that's it. So yeah, very solid army, very Cav-centric. The Cav can definitely overwhelm the Beastmen flanks. Like, if he plays his cards right with his Dragon Princes, he could dumpster the Piggies, he could dumpster all the infantry and the Centaurs, and then, yeah. I think the High Elves have a really good army for dealing with the Beastmen here. But again, King does have very good micro. His Cygor is going to be tough to deal with, and yeah. Lady Turin is back. He is back. She returns. I heard her and the dogs in the front line, in the front room, just causing all kinds of mischief. All right, it's time. Give them the signal. We're good to go. Teclis, definitely a solid pick. If you are going to be using the Fireborn, the most optimal pick is going to be the Alariel, the Pigeon Lady, but Teclis is still very competitive. He's a really good choice. I would say Alariel is probably the best Lord on their faction, and then Teclis is like a close second, which arguably he's better in some builds because he does have Nets, which is a pretty game-changing ability, so. Yeah. They turn with the steel chair to the chat. All right, guys. Game is underway. The Beastmen hordes are kind of surveying things, and you can see that Cygor is going to start throwing those Major League Baseball boulders, so let's see where this one goes. Probably going after the White Lions, probably his best bet. Oh, he's actually going after the Archers, which isn't a bad choice. Archers definitely can tear up that Cygor pretty efficiently. Really eager to see how he uses the Frostheart Phoenix. I think the best usage of the Phoenix is to use it in the front line, or where there's a heavy infantry fight, because it will lower the melee attack of the Bestigors. Very nice. The Boulder Throw coming in for round 2. Relatively direct hit on the White Lions. It does actually kill 5 models, which is pretty impactful. The Fireborn on the far side are going to be circling as well, and we have a Cav presence over here with Dragon Princes and the Noble. So yeah, pretty excited to see this fight. The Beastman front line is definitely going to overrun pretty quick, so he needs to be very quick and effective with his Cav here. If he just like delays his Cav too much, yeah, those guys need to get moving, and here they come. Good, they're coming in. Same thing on the other side. Reavers are so good at killing Hounds. They're also really good at killing the Baconators. So yeah, get the Reavers and the Hounds like ASAP. That would be really, really powerful. Archers are shooting in. Looks like they're taking some pot shots. The Frost Phoenix is also in the back as well. We're going to see where that's going. I would actually probably try and snipe the caster, go after the Brace Shaman. I think that would be really good. So it looks like Teclis is going to be dropping nets. He does overcast nets, which is going to delay the fight. Over here on the far side, beautiful play from Faust. He gets a full charge with those guys. And then it looks like the Fireborn are going to be charging in as well, but the Bacon's coming in. Ooh, that boulder! Brutal stuff from the Cygor, but the Pigeon charges in. This is going to be a massive massacre. Faust is going to just destroy these guys. It's going to be really, really good over here. On the far side, it's going pretty well. Dragon Prince is collapsing on the formation, launching these Bestigors into the Shadow Realm. The High Elves definitely doing very well for themselves so far. And back here, Reavers do attack the Bacon. The Hounds are going to get dragged down, but at the very least, they're going to distract all those guys. So far, the initial engagement, I would say, is going to be favoring the High Elves. Over here, they're able to just clean shop. Although that... Oh, never mind. That Faded Buna. And he should have left the Pigeon there, I think. He kind of abandoned his cav there, which I think was a little bit risky. So the Fireborn actually broken now to the Baconators. But, yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, he is running shop in the back. These Dragon Princes just ran over these Raiders. They're easily going to be able to charge over here. So both players giving some and taking some. But I think it was a bit... Yeah, I would have liked to see the Phoenix support a little bit longer here, but... Regardless, the Phoenix is going to go after them. The Phoenix 100% should be killing the Brace Shaman with the Lore of Death. Dragon Princes with the rear charge in the front line into the Korok Span Ripper is probably not the best target because now they're going to get pinned by all the Baconators and some of the other supporting troops. Chaos Spawn also being summoned by Morker. Pretty close fight right now, for sure. King of the Dead has a slight bounce of power advantage because I think the Fireborn getting killed that quickly was a disaster. Teclis is trying to rally those guys, but the Baconators are charging them off the battlefield, so that is a really, really unfortunate situation. These Dragon Princes... I also think kind of letting them get corralled and charging into the Man Rippers and then pinned with the Chaos Spawn Summon was a bit of a mistake. The bird in the back's doing okay. It's actually got caught up in some of the spheres. It should be going after the high value targets like the Deathcaster like that. But regardless, the battle's underway. You can see Teclis coming back over here. Oh, the Fireborn do rally actually in the last second. They're able to come back, so they should be able to kill these Razorgore herds pretty easily and finish them off. Although the Razorgore herds, are they giving it back a little bit? So 1600. Fireborn are 900 HP. They're not taking a whole lot of damage. The melee attack is really low on Razorgores. They actually get finished off. So the Hives might be able to squeak something back in, but the Frostheart Phoenix definitely needs to start going after some better targets. The Noble on the far side is isolated. It's attacking Morker as well as the Deathcaster, but he needs to get that thing out of there. Have it fight the Razorgore herds. That would be a pretty good choice. Some Dragon Princes coming back in. Definitely very beat up. High Elf Infantry are still fighting pretty hard. There is a Cygor in the back, and the Fireborn are coming back in. There's only 20 models. Well, actually, that's a lot. If Teclis could get a regrowth on them, I think that'd be really nice. He should also probably pop the Potion of Koroi since he's going to be fighting Centaurs right now. So the Frost Pigeon is falling back as well. The High Elves are looking a little bit tattered up right now. They kind of got their formation split in a bit of a fissure here. But yeah, just a couple engagement nuances that I think were a little bit off. The Potion of Koroi has gone down, which is going to make him quite a bit tankier. The Frost Pigeon definitely should have been going after that caster the entire game. They're very good at terrifying Beastmen casters and things like that. So yeah, right now we do have the bird. The bird is the word. It's going to be circling up in the skies, looking for a target, most likely coming back in. But I think it's going to be a route. The play with the Fireborn, Faust kind of made the same mistake both games. He let his cav get isolated and just put in a trash can too easily. He could have won that engagement if he had committed heavier to it with regrowth as well as the bird, but he just didn't. And that freaking Cygor has just been nailing those Fireborn the entire game, which has just been great. But the Hiles are going to buckle and break here, it looks like, and I think that's going to be it for these guys. You do have Teclis, of course, who's surrounded, but that's going to be GG. I think King of the Dead is going to be our champion for the day. Beastman definitely did really well, but I think the mistakes were, again, letting your cav get isolated like that. He should have played more defensively, or at least allocated more resources, like regrowth. You know, he did send some Reavers. I mean, he had some really good plays, like when he caught the Archers, he got some good Reaver charges on Hounds initially. But again, I think he just kind of lapsed a little bit, letting his Fireborn and other troops go down so unsupported. Whenever you get a Buna effect cast on you, you always want to respond with the regrowth. It's going to make like the Buna so much less effective because you're trading 22 wins in Magic for like 10. But that's it. Faust had some great games today. I mean, despite those last ones being a little bit one-sided for the King, I mean, those were really good games by both players today. We got to see some really unorthodox builds. The double Frostworm really caught people off guard, and yeah, that's going to be it for today. Well played. Big congratulations to King. He's one of the guys. He's always down to play. Whenever I'm looking for someone to play in the Flash tournaments, you know, that puts on a good show. Is also a very good player. He's always there. He's always ready. So again, I want to thank him for playing. And Faust, of course, has played in a couple tournaments. He played in Spartacus's yesterday. Did very well today. He played Sotek earlier. Had some very good games. He won the first game against King of the Dead in an awesome fashion, and you know, put up a good fight in every game. His second game with Chaos was solid. Just great performance by both players, to be honest. It was really solid. So yeah, we're gonna say GG to these guys if they're still in there. So GG. That is. Get some rest. Faust says he's pretty tired, which understandably, I'm pretty sure he's in Europe, so it's probably super late for both these guys. So, yeah. So King of the Dead will win 25% of the proceeds. He'll be getting those guys, those in the next couple days, and yeah. So guys, in the next day or two, I'll be putting a poll up on the channel in the community section where we'll see what you guys want to see for the next format. Maybe we'll go back to 2v2. We'll try that again, or we could potentially try a random gen or auto gen or a couple different format ideas we'll be tossing around. But of course, seeing tournaments like 1v1 in its true environment are really the way to go. So very well played to King of the Dead, Faust, Lore Master. 1 second. Here. Is that a bit of a... Yeah. Very well played to King of the Dead, Faust, Lore Master of Sotek, and Pipes. It's some really fun games. And for anyone who's watching here, I would definitely, if you missed the earlier games, the games in the first rounds were actually super good and super close. So I would definitely recommend going back and checking that out as well. So let me go ahead and get you... if so, one of the moderators here could actually give a link to Discord, that would be very, very helpful. Because I think I could create one here. Let me go ahead and jump into the stream. Yes. Brandon, I actually just did a magic video. I recorded it last night. It'll be going up in the next day or two. So, so let me spam this Discord link. There you go. You guys can join. All right. That's it for now. Big thanks to everyone for joining today, as well as the competitors for taking a chunk of time out of their Sunday afternoons or Sunday nights to kind of play for you guys. They're the true core of the community, the guys who are willing to play the tournaments and everything. So I really appreciate you guys. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and the stream will be uploaded in the next 3 or 4 hours. You guys will be able to watch everything. There'll be timestamps, all that kind of good. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'm gonna go do my wife. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Cheers.